It's true. It's true.
It's true.
It is very true.
Eventually, the baby will learn the ancient art of the.
Yeah, it's have a strong start, but it has much more to learn.
And he's like, so how were things?
Who are you asking?
Duck.
Quack, quack.
And she tilts her head very much like the dog. What do you mean, friend? It's fine, look. And she looks around. There's like things everywhere.
Oh, he's like, we were gone for a while. I just wanted to know how your how your days were up until then. You came back.
She flops.
Must have been really busy with both the baby and the dog.
Oh no, not at all. And she shakes her head left, right, left, right, left, right. She's very cute. And also, Twinkie is very cute. So it's a win-win.
That is fair.
Pingwing is likely back at his school at this point in time.
So,
What was that?
well, basically just have spend a little while over, and just have some casual conversation with a good friend.
Nice.
Plus, my dog is being very annoying now.
Mm.
My real life dog is being very annoying.
Hmm.
Raining, panting, and driving me up a wall. It's really annoying. Because she keeps climbing underneath my table. Underneath my horse back there.
Alright, sorry about that. Everybody and their cat decided to try and talk to me.
The cat too? Wow, that's impressive.
Well, they were telling me they wanted to be fed, so they got fed.
Huh?
Was that the usual like meow, meow, meow?
Or pouring
You're
it.
taking advantage of a situation.
Yeah.
To obtain food.
That's my cat when he wants attention at 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm not even awake yet.
Maggie will just climb onto my lap and demand pets.
Alright, so, I believe... why are people hoping me? Oh. Duck.
Quack.
That's why I'm getting pinged everywhere in Discord.
Of course.
Alright, so, I believe we were in the middle of Lucky talking about stuff they wanted to do.
Yeah. So then it would spend a decent part of the rest of that day just having a good chat with his friend.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Other than just sort of catch up with both Duck and Pigwin, who would also be there, was there, and picking up your dog, was there anything else in particular that you had planned with?
Let's see. He'd probably then return home. There's not. And spend some time, some personal time with the puppy, getting ready to trying to teach him some fun, trying to get the puppy to learn tricks, as well as teach the puppy not to do things you don't want the puppy to do.
Okay, you'll be spending time with your puppy, trying to train it. Do you have handle animal by any chance?
I don't, but it's not some. He's not like trying to train it to do anything fancy, so.
But do you have a handle animal though?
I do not have it. I don't have ranks on it. No.
Don't have ranks. Okay, so Your attempts to train the puppy probably aren't going to be the best of one. It's probably more the puppy's training you to give him treats, to be honest. You try and get the puppy to do something.
Unless I did
like, oh, have it anyway.
Did I do the skills? I did.
I like the idea of the puppy training you. I think.
I actually forgot that I actually forgot when I was putting my skills. I actually forgot about my relocate skill.
Also, I will check. Did people remember?
People remembered what?
You cut out there.
Oh, did I? I said, did people remember to level?
Yeah, I'm just double checking things right now.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
we are
level
level
4. I don't know about anybody else.
I keep track
That
of
was
my
one
I keep track of my my characters in tier labs, but I can look those over if you need.
Well,
Okay,
I'm more asking to make sure everyone's done it, and using this as a reminder to they need to level up.
Yeah, I'm all leveled up.
Yeah, now that I remember it, would that be okay if I relocate 1 point in the handle animal map?
Ooh.
If
Ooh.
not,
I'll let you.
huh?
I said I'll let you.
Okay.
I just like the little ooh.
Oh, also,
Now that I shouldn't need more than 1 point. Not training the puppy for combat or anything.
what? Can people hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
hear you.
I want to make sure my mic is open.
No, our mic is training a dog.
Well, speaking of leveling up, is ruminant an available language to learn?
Sorry, what was that?
Is ruminant available language to learn? Then I need to find another language.
What are the most common?
Thank you for reminding me, Ted. I still need to do my languages.
Common language is common in Silver, to be honest. You do have then Celestial for churches and stuff like that. Draconic is more a wizardy language. Those are the most common ones. What you'll find almost everyone's common and Sylvan are the most common ones that people speak. Elven is semi-common as well.
Named all of them that I have. The only one that I can say that I have aside from those is Gemnol and Orin. Orin because I'm an air creature and I feel like I think that's kind of going to give me my thing. If I have a choice, I'm going to do like whatever the Orin or whatever.
But yeah, I mean, if you have a few points in intelligence, you probably could pick up the common languages very quickly, and then after that, you're already in the realms of normal languages.
If you have points in
Yeah,
intelligence, he says.
Yeah, that's no problem. I have Sylvan, Common, Orange, Draconic, Celestial, Gemnol, Elven.
What's intelligence?
So I'm running out of things.
What I will ask, does anyone have anything major they want to do? So like downtime, like working,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Is there any students in the next 3 weeks that join the school? I always have to ask. Still?
Not currently, no.
You think you broke up? What was that?
I said no.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm gonna be enchanting my armor, which is only gonna take 2 days.
You personally, or
Yeah.
you paying someone?
I went with the one thing with the craftsman. I'm going to be giving it the mind buttressing effect.
What is that? Armor?
Yeah,
See? Yeah.
yeah. Went with that option because it just seemed like, again, like Claire's just one of those self-sufficient kind of things. And the other thing is, Matt, how much would the barks be able to be sold for? Because I can sell 4 a day.
The issue you've got is you're probably going to be you're not going to be selling like them every day. It'll probably be one every so often, as it's going to be one of those more rarer things what people will come to you for, or
Yeah, I
or
basically collect
seek
4 a day. I collect four
Yeah.
four bark a day, and you can use it once per day as a thing. So it'd probably be someone would come up for a bit of time, and I want this much of it. But yeah, okay.
So it's going to be rather random how much you actually be able to sell, given any given. I
Yep.
think it actually lists a set cost, doesn't it, for it?
For the tree, not for the bark.
No, not for that.
No, it's just for the tree, which is weird.
What's the name of the tree again? Let me have a quick look and read over what the stuff does
yeah.
again.
Yep, one moment. It is a Westful birch.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, basically, this tree's papery bark flakes off in strips. When a creature consumes a piece of the bark, it reduces the amount of sleep needed by 2 hours.
Okay, so
Yeah, if you brew it into a tea, you only need 4 hours of sleep.
okay,
It
I
goes
mean,
year-round.
so for you personally, it comes down to you have a monopoly on. So you can either make it you can sell it for cheaper to make it a more readily available herbal drink for people who may have sleeping problems. You can give to them, or you can sell it at a higher price and make it at and sell it as a more unique item that those who need to work for the night and stay up longer, that sort of thing, and you're selling it to more higher society. So
I would give it as a first option to the military, first of all, as a first come, first serve, technically, for them. But otherwise, I would keep it at a normal price. I'm not going to charge more or less, but a reasonable price.
All right. So you're going to be doing it so you can sell it to the populace. All right.
Yeah.
If you give the military the option of having it, they will probably take. I think you get it. What, 4 per day? Was it?
Yes, 4 per day.
So they will probably take 1 per day.
Okay.
If you offer them it to them.
Yeah, that's fair.
And basically, with this, then it will just add bonus into your income. So because you're selling it more at lower levels.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to be that greedy. Be the greedy bitch. I may be evil, but I know the value of good being fair and reasonable.
Oh, I suppose there is one thing. I'll message you, Steel. That Penguin
Right.
was doing.
So what was that, Doug?
I'll message you, Steel. I just forgot that Penguin might be doing one thing. But...
All right. So basically, what you'll probably be able to do is in one given week of downtime, you probably would be able to increase your income by 16 gold pieces.
What was that?
Okay.
One word. This is to Claire. For every week of downtime you have, you gain 16 gold pieces regardless of what you roll.
Okay, thank you. I'll mark that in the tree's description. Thank you.
If you start giving, dipping into your own supply to give to other people to, or if you save some for party members, let me know because that will affect your income. But if you don't,
Yeah, no, that's
that will
fine.
be how much you make.
No, basically, she's just going to be selling it as a. I think I can collect a whole bunch over time. But yeah, thank you very much. Those would be the two things I'd be doing, and I'm getting the one thing as well for you. Just a second. Got a. Right. Yeah, and here's the armor thing right there. It's the anti-mage one. Yeah, immunity to glamours and stuff like that.
It's +2, so
Yeah, and again, it'd be 2,000 gold for me to make. I have the money.
Yeah, I mean everyone just got paid a load.
Yeah, that's why I was debating about this. But yeah, I don't have to worry about the.
Yeah, that's something I didn't think about.
Yep.
I just want to check one thing with you.
Yep.
The prerequisite for crafting items is you have to be a level 5 caster.
That's one of the things I was curious about. Is let's see.
I thought if you wanted to
I
activate
don't
it,
need to meet. I don't need to meet the prerequisites.
Yes. Love when it says that.
Yeah.
You would need to meet the prerequisite because that's the idea of the prerequisite.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I think. Like the Master Armor doesn't have that. It has you don't need to meet these for having them.
Oh, that particular. Okay, I wasn't reading the.
Yeah. Additionally, the fighter's treater has craft magic and armor for the purposes of making it. The fighter does not need to meet these prerequisites.
Is this something under?
It's an armor thing. I put it in a little bit further up.
Oh, okay.
The fighter can use his base attack in place of ranked craft armor skill. The fighter need not be wearing armor or using a shield to use this option. So his total base attack bonus is his ranks for his class and the skill. But as the skills usually any other modifiers or whatever. And additionally, the fighter is treated as having the craft magic armor and master craftsman feat, but only for purposes of making magic armor. The fighter does not need to meet these feats prerequisites. I put it a little further up. It's
There aren't
master
really.
armor.
Huh? You thought there would be more magical instruments than that. Actually, the only one that's alive.
I'm guessing that's the fighter's armor mastery stuff.
Yeah.
Very dues.
Yep.
Okay. So you would be able to. Oh, so many things open.
Yep.
So yes, here we go. So each takes so it only takes you 2 days. So
Yep.
basically, you won't be able to have your shop open in the time you are crafting.
Yeah, but she set aside the
because-
2 for them and all. But yeah,
maybe because of
she'd be
obviously
using the old Earth pony things of using nature to imbue her work.
Hmm.
That's why she made the garden. But yep, okay. But I just wanted to. That's the big thing I was wanting to do.
Let me just read this way. Anyway.
Yep.
Plus 2 on your will saves.
Yeah.
Mental control. Command and jump person. And by a creature already under the effect. They receive a saving throw. Prerequisites. Okay, so you would just need to find somebody who could cast the protections.
Yeah, and that I can get at the Nightmares place as a worshiper.
Mm-hmm. You just need to pay for the casting, and then you're perfectly fine on that.
Okay, how much would that be? It's a level 1, I think, for that.
Oh, it's gonna be pretty damn cheap. Where? Roll. Level 1. Purchasing, cost of purchase, spell casting, 10 gold.
Okay, can do. I'll mark those down. So that's.
Oh yeah, if anyone ever needs to look up the cost of anything for magic, that is a fantastic thing to use.
Oh, that is nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yep, there we go. Thank you. Okay, paid with everything. So, hey, mark the this up again. Okay, thank you. And I guess just I roll my profession as well. So
Yeah.
Three weeks, you said?
That's worth 3 weeks worth of downtime. Yeah.
I love you too, Dice. This is why I wanted these things.
I mean, obviously, everyone doesn't want your other elements. They want your new stuff, what you've got. That's all it is.
So 50. Okay, 63 gold. If anyone else is welcome to go, I've done my things. And she'd probably be happy with the badger as her Wolverine in the garden too. So she's probably somewhat used to her.
I'm doing my best.
Is your guard dog? It's the stopping them stealing park.
Yep. I have to thank you for that, Lucky. We'll have a Wolverine in the garden, keeping things nice and secure.
Alright.
I'm glad my irresponsibility helped you out.
Anyone else who's got anything like major what would require dice rolling or anything like that?
Semi?
Sorry?
Like, I have some stuff planned out. I don't know if I classify it as major.
Major. No, that's fine. This is just, I just want to get sort of anything which will take the entire time out of the way, then we can start doing more individual stuff.
I don't think so.
Alright. Bernie, was there anything you wanted to do which was going to take up most of your time?
Nothing that I can think of. I'm honestly just looking through my shopping list right now, which I don't have one, so I'm just really just searching for the PFR. I'm also looking for things that will increase my chances of winning. I'm not spending 120 GB for 1 HP for extra 3 days. That is such a bad thing to me.
All right, so we'll be looking at more individual things. Now, one of the main things that will probably come up is obviously the fact that both Guiding Light and Mecca were feeling a bit lethargic and a little bit sick, and what happened?
That's right. Yeah, Claire did want to. They probably would want to stop by the shop sometime, because she could look into that with more better tools.
Yeah. So I will ask Mecca, assuming you're here first.
I'm pretty sure Mecca's parent, like Mecca and her parents, already know that she's pregnant. I think that was covered pretty early on, or at least
not yet, because you didn't know that you were. This is the first signs that you are potentially are. So, this being the first signs, you will probably want, and Claire did offer the choice of head down and get yourself checked over.
Well, I think I'd check myself over because I do have some of the necessary skills.
Okay, yep. You can roll me knowledge alchemy then.
Oh, right.
Knowledge
Yeah.
alchemy?
Yep. Because instead of Claire who's going to do things, you can do it yourself.
Come on,
Oh.
roll.
So
I think it would still be
Craft alchemy.
So you check the basics to make sure you're not poisoned or got any diseases that you know of. You can check with your alchemy stuff.
And also basic medical knowledge.
Yeah, and then you move on to other sort of more basic or medical stuff. It's probably the last thing you think of doing. It potentially is more of a side effect of just checking for probably a normal ailment. The liquid will probably go a particular colour, and you're like, it's not meant to go that colour. And you go check what it is through some of the books, and then you'll find out that it would indicate that you are with child.
Yeah, and again, I was expecting, like, there was a high chance of me getting pregnant for going to that short leg festival.
Oh, those short leg festivals, they'll get you, eh?
Yeah. Every time.
They'll get you pregnant, eh?
Every time.
They did bring contraception, but it's the wrong time to try and use it.
I know, like, and I half expected that. I just thought I wanted to see how well it
You're not
held up.
allowed to use it at a short
It's
leg
like-
festival.
honestly.
So that's how that works out, pretty much.
Spectacularly well.
But you would definitely be fully aware of it now. It's possible that earlier on there wasn't enough time for you to be showing any major signs of it. Now would be, you're fully aware of the situation.
Dear.
How did telling your parents go? This is probably the fun bit.
So, hey mom, hey dad, so I went to this little festival and now I'm pregnant.
Well, let's see.
I'd probably break it to my mom first and says, okay. So, I did a bit of a practical experiment a couple months ago. I wanted to see how well our store's brand of counterceptance worked up against divine fertility magic. So I took a little short leg friend's offer up on visiting them home for the festival. And it turns out it's not as effective as I hoped.
I'm halfway dying over here right now.
I think someone is dying.
Yeah, pretty sure Mecca's mom Like her face goes through several different random shifts, and then she like
She
magic.
goes through the 5 stages of grief all at one time.
Yep.
Whatever
And she like uses a magic, grabs Mecha by the ears, and drags her to the back shop where she keeps the secret potions.
Ooh, the secret potions.
she'll probably do her own checks to clarify.
Make sure, yeah.
Yeah. Once it's been confirmed, her main question back is who's the father?
Little
Well,
short
you
legs.
see.
with good coloration. I kept in touch pen pal wise. It's not very interesting outside of having outside of being okay with some of my more out there ideas.
This is glorious. I love it.
Yeah.
You can tell that she's not best pleased with this situation. And he simply just says to you, we will have plans for you to find you a suitable suitor. How do you think we're going to find you a suitable stallion now that you've gone and done this?
Well, I mean, the last few guys didn't really take too kindly for me, which is why they kind of broke it off with us.
I know. That's why we were going to wait until you're a little bit older and maybe you've grown
past all of this
phase a little bit, and then try again.
Gained more sense.
Dear.
I'm going to be out of the city. Like I'm assuming I'm going to be out of the city fairly soon. Things are picking up with requests from the crown again. So,
and you definitely can't be going letting everybody know what's going on at the moment. So I suggest you don't tell anyone, and I will work something out to make up for this mistake.
Right. Understood.
Before you do go, she does basically thrust a potion in front of you and say, "Drink that."
And I do. Like, no questions asked, no hesitation. This is standard practice.
Secretly, she poisoned you.
She will take the potion back, and then she'll give you a number of herbs and stuff, and you say, "These should help," and then tell no one until I've worked things out. I suggest you don't tell your father. Don't tell your father for the time being.
Yeah, I give a salute. I'm going to be in my post office if you need me.
We'll get you a nice big fluffy jacket when other signs start to show through.
And and she adds in, and I don't think you'll be visiting any more short leg festivals.
Oh yeah. Well, I would want to double check my findings, but I'll use a broader testing group. There's bound to be enough gullible ponies out here somewhere. But that's going to have to be in the back corner. I got other stuff going ahead at the moment. Like, I actually made a more exciting news than my failed experiment on Scout Septic. I actually made a breakthrough on my animation skills. I think I can actually get it up and get my model up and moving now. So I'm gonna be starting work on. I'm gonna have to take some time to jot down some necessary stuff. But next week, I think I'm gonna start work on actually building the animation for that nice noble that commissioned me to make him like a mecha mount. I am so excited. I do the little pony tap dance thing.
Good. That will you'll be able to put some money aside to sort out for your little one then.
Right.
Right. The little one.
You can tell that she's still not happy, but she's being calm about it.
Right. Yeah. Secretly, Mecca's kind of freaked out a bit too because this is a big deal, and she's not so far gone that she can't understand that. But yeah, she's trying to keep herself distracted with her one true love, building robots.
Who's the father? Points to 0.
If it was at all believable,
You're like,
they
what?
would do that.
But yeah, you will be sworn to secrecy, and
Oh, yeah.
Mum will threaten
Again,
to.
standard practice in the Mechana, like a ex-Mechana household.
Mm. And your mum will go about scheming her way of making this turn out okay for the family.
Yeah.
She will come back with her scheme after you come back from your next mission. So
Right.
You will have that. But otherwise, you go about your normal time with your post office and I assume your beginnings of your master construction.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna spend like the first week jotting down recipes in my spell book, like my formula list. Like Ping offered me. Like I'm gonna spend some time in Ping's school's library, jotting down from that spell book that he said I could copy from.
Oh yeah. Do you want a list of all the spells that I have in my spell book?
He sent me a list. I copied down the ones that also appear on the alchemy spell list. I think that's the way it works, right?
You're an arcane person, so you could just copy down whatever spells I have in my spell book.
Oh.
It's written down. And also, you
Yeah,
share the same spell list as me anyway, so.
No, there are special alchemist ones. I think how it does work though is the alchemist ones you can learn through leveling up, but anything which is not marked down as alchemist, you can get by actually getting them off wizards.
Right.
Now, obviously, like, I don't think that includes things like magic missile, because having a potion of magic missile just like doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god, my mouth! Oh god, my mouth! Oh god, my mouth!
However, that spell list I think was incomplete. Let me get you the full list here.
You drink the potion of magic missile. Oh, the insides!
All right, incoming
Yeah.
screenshots.
Otherwise,
It's like an
I'm gonna
alien
spend
person.
most of this downtime working on MX1 or whatever I end up calling it.
Plus, you've got your root too still to make some money too.
Also, if Bubble Wrap, my employee, has any trouble on her routes, she can bring it up with me.
No, I mean it's been going on for a little while now. It's things have definitely been improving.
Mhm.
So and it's turned into a more steady thing.
Alright. Most of the funds being generated by Mechamounts, generated by Bubble Wrap, is going back to pay Bubble Wrap and the rent on the post office.
You should still be able to make some money from it, and I am trying to find the thing I used for your post office. So bear with me.
All right, I posted the 3 screenshots of his complete spellbook right now.
Is that where most of your money's gone? Is on your spellbook?
Yep. Yup.
Well, that's very typical with any wizard or near wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much where his entire paycheck went to that he got from them. He's like, oh boy, I can burn level 2 spells. I'm gonna be so useful. And he just like has like 10,000 books open. And he's just like, yeah.
Lucky Rick will
And then he kept getting pulled aside by Duck every 2 seconds. She's like, come on, Pingwing. Hold on, I have to write down this one spell right now. Come on, come on. Like, that's pretty much the dichotomy. What's happening here?
Yeah, you're trying to focus, but then Duck wants you to look at the new baby as it does something silly.
Pingwing is, funnily enough, trying to teach the baby Abyssal. Just for fun. And she is looking very confused. And Duck is also looking very confused. Because it's probably like a very weirdly guttural sound. It's probably Pingwing going, you say hi, like,
That's terrifying.
I mean, the babies will probably make noises, which, I mean, are just baby noises, but I mean, if you really tried and squinted, I mean, you probably could argue it sounds like Abyssal.
Does that, you know, occasionally be like, does that count as first words? No, it doesn't, because I don't understand them. That's fine, okay.
Well, all you need is a little bit of projectile vomiting, and you've got the perfect abyssal date.
I could probably whip something up for you for that.
And you say, and you say,
just slip a
Dad,
little something extra into the baby formula. That's fine.
and you say, Dad, like, and the baby just throws up. Oh.
That is typical baby
No.
thing.
No.
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 Hi. Jenny, your post office would make profit-wise 6 gold and 3 silver pieces.
6 gold and 3 silver bases. Excellent.
Yep.
Let's actually look at the spell cost. I
So
might...
Mecca will have founded the Pony Express.
Well, beginning to.
That is exactly what I ended up calling it. Well, the Pony Kind Express.
Fun.
Okay, I will rename your post office.
Fun.
6 gold and how many silver again?
3.
Okay.
Spell cost calculator.
So be sure that if Bubble Wrap, my employee, has any kind of problems, they can always come to me to figure it out.
No, I mean, it's just delivering letters, so they've got no issues at this point in time with it.
Yeah. I think Bubble Wrap's quickly becoming the closest thing to Mecca has to a best friend. Which is sad, but true.
Ah, isn't the party your best friend?
Well,
I'll get back to you on that one.
we have the closest person in the party to my best friend would be Gunther. We clicked.
Gunter will occasionally be spotted wandering around town on his own, doing his best, because like he always asks Pingwing for like 2 gold, like a couple silver or something, more like a couple silver, and like he goes around, he's trying to find the collection of the best shades that he can. He wants to look really cool.
Why do I feel like the way my character will be introduced is she will be drugged to the group by a small penguin?
That would be hilarious.
Is she a shades saleswoman and or just walking on the street?
She could be either.
This is your decision, because you totally can.
I mean, it's suppose it depends on what sort of profession skill you would need for making sunglasses.
Artisan.
Yeah, probably.
Craft cool.
Craft.
Yeah, carve lenses out of like chunks of obsidian.
I think she has. I forget what her profession is. Hold on. I have
I
to
feel
save
like-
my word.
Jeweler might be a good jeweler. There's probably like,
Well, she's definitely not jeweler. I can tell you that much.
I mean, you could. Glass worker, technically speaking, would be a
Yeah,
suitable
that could work.
Well, I'm trying to see what I actually gave her. Because I did actually give her a profession skill, but I forget what it is.
Additionally,
I give her.
doesn't just have to be shades. He's looking to be cool. So if you could craft something that will make him look cool, my God, you've got his business.
I mean, she has profession engineer, so take what you will of that.
Yeah, goggles will work.
Goggles, yes. All right. So he's got some shades, and Steel. What? Does he spot a goggle store anywhere?
Probably more that a seller who's got a store up who's trying to sell their wares, I would say, more than a store, would be what you come across.
All right.
It's
all
not
right.
a specific
Unless,
goggle store, but
Unless you were planning to be a more established here cold, I assumed it was not.
I don't even know how I'm going to establish my character yet. So,
Well, are you going to be a native or an outsider? That should be the first one.
probably an outsider, yes.
Cool. Then it'll be a small stand.
I have a small stand that your penguin found.
And Gunter squints at this small stand. He judges it harshly, and then he starts.
You need to be
This
careful.
scripting,
How big is Gunter? Just out of for
What the fuck do you do?
He's a baby penguin.
baby penguin. So
this stand is actually cold. It'd be probably best you describe your character at this point.
Well, hold on. Let me save that. No, character sheet, behave yourself. There. She is a small hippogriff. Her bird half is that of a pygmy owl. And she set up sort of a small stand. She's selling various little mechanical objects, like little. She likes working with. Fine mechanical objects, like say watches and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, new best friend.
And
So she would have been probably busy with that when the little penguin came up.
And Gunter squints at this stand. He judges it very harshly, and his eyes kind of go wide. He judges it. This is a pretty cool stand. So you got Gunter's approval.
Whatever she's probably working on at this point, she's probably wearing one of those little eye magnifiers so she can see what she's doing, and she's looking down at him, and one eye is like really big.
And he looks up, and he has some shades on already. Don't get me wrong. And he crosses his flippers, and he looks up.
She would sort of look over the side of her stand and be like, "Can I help you, little one?"
And kind of does like a little waddle spin. Oh, hang on, my timer's going off. I don't know why there's a timer. He does like a little like a little.
I was like, "That's a timer." It sounds like a bomb's about to go off or something.
Yeah, he's about to drop a bomb. Let me tell you, he does a little spin. And as he does, he establishes his new dab move, which in his head he has dubbed the dab. Does so, and he thinks a little bit, looking at the various wares. He sees some watches. Ooh, watches are cool. And then he points to his flipper.
He wants a watch that's small enough for him. She would look at him.
The fact that
The
she
big
can gather,
the big eye would sort of squint a little bit. I like a challenge.
the fact that she can gather this information from hawks is impressive.
And Gunter thinks a little bit. He looks like oh, a challenge. Like he he wants to watch now.
It would probably take her a good amount of time to fashion one that is small enough for Gunter to wear. Because most of the watches or devices you see would probably be built for probably a medium-sized pony at best. because that's who she sells to. She doesn't typically sell to small penguins, but
In terms of general, I guess, going watch prices, what is Gunter expecting this to be, and then what is your charging price? So it's kind of that's
like this just popped up out of the blue. So
this is kind of a question for both Steel and Nuker.
Yeah, surprising enough, I'm already trying to look up how much it costs to buy a watch.
Depends on how Rolex style is.
I don't even think there's a DC for crafting one. There might be a DC for crafting similar object.
City foreigner tax.
Cat, you lay in really strange positions sometimes.
Me?
Like he's half laying on his side, half laying on his back. So his rear legs are in the air and his front legs are kind of on the side.
Wow.
And he's just like stretched out as much as he can be right now.
And with my weirdly obscure knowledge of every type of owl because of the Owls of Cool series, pygmy owls are also adorable.
She's decided to become a watchmaker. I guess profession engineer could work for that. She does have an artisan toolkit, but that's hence the big eye.
Gunter the entire time is like watching you do things, and, like points things with his flippers, like trying to he like points to something that you're doing and just goes like pow, 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 and he like tilts his head.
She seems very involved in her work.
Oh God.
We went into a realm of things that are hard to find.
Yeah. If you have any little materials that are not being used that are just kind of laying around, Gunter is picking them up and trying to fit gears together just to spin them on the table.
He's trying to make the equivalent of a fidget spinner.
So yeah, he'll do that, and then a couple times he'll put he'll in the ground, he'll go down, he'll draw a picture of what looks to be some weird big mechanical horse, and put a couple gears in the drawing.
A pocket watch is 250 gold.
Oh, you found something. God's sake.
Yeah.
I guess it's the closest we're gonna find.
Yeah.
The penguin's wanting a wristwatch, or in this case, a flipper watch.
I mean,
yeah.
Pocket watches will have a little thing you push and it opens up.
Yeah, right there. It's in the clothing and containers.
See, I looked through that and I searched watch and it didn't come up.
Yeah, I searched watch too, and it didn't come up.
Oh, let me search over here.
Shakefished angrily at
Shake fist.
at Straight.
Yeah.
It's saying
It's just listed there. It's not actually listed as its own thing.
Okay,
Oh, gotcha.
that would be for a medium creature. I mean, because obviously the gears involved and stuff like that. Trying to make something smaller will actually make it a lot harder, and
Yes,
it would be more expensive.
Probably.
I think the cost increases by 50% per size increment.
It went from a okay, this is a finite object to this is a fucking small thing to make now.
You could make it as a backpack watch.
Gunter just gets a belt to watch.
Well, the thing is Gunter is operating on Pingwing's permission here. Gunter has gotten a finite amount of gold from Pingwing that he's allowed to spend on trinkets and cool swag, and 10 gold was that limit. And
I mean, even a normal pocket watch won't get you that far.
Yeah, but he's a penguin, and so I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you might have started or got some materials. or like confirm the price, or like what is the process here?
She probably would have confirmed a price with him first before starting the work. I was just waiting for the GM to find a price because
Adventurer's Armory page 19. If you have that book.
not have that book.
I'm already working on it.
It's
And yes, I know the picture that I chose for my character is not a hippogriff, it is a griffin, but I couldn't find one that I liked that was a hippogriff, so I went with that one. For anybody who decides to be facetious.
I'll move you down to characters.
And,
I will drag it on.
And well, with it'd pretty much be like you name the price, and Gunter starts seemingly trying to haggle, putting forth what looks to be like 10 gold pieces and pointing to it. Honk, 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 honk.
Well, she would kind of give a bit of a chuckle as she would look at the 10 gold. Be like, well, normally I would sell something like this at... She's doing the math in her head. Somewhere around 5 times that.
He crosses his flippers, and then he suddenly
More
looks
than that.
kind of sad. And then, quick question.
5 times is putting it nicely. It's actually quite a substantial bit more than that.
And this is more a question for you, because this actually is in his price range here. Do you by chance have smoked goggles in your your little shop here?
Smoked goggles.
Yes. Goggles have lenses made of smoked glass that help protect creatures with gaze attacks. Treated as averting your gaze when dealing gaze attacks, and you gain a +8 circumstance bonus on saving throws against visual-based attacks. It is 10 gold pieces.
Unless you've actually got it crafted, then you wouldn't be able to. Unless you have it on your character, you wouldn't be able to sell it, but you better make it, obviously.
I could certainly attempt to make it. I do not have it at the moment.
I think that the problem comes in the translation, and so he definitely probably needs somebody to translate.
You don't know what.
I was gonna say, is Roger going around collecting his city foreigner tax?
I mean, if where did you set up your stall or your stall?
In some arbitrary spot in the city.
I mean,
I don't know.
Roderick, given that probably whispers of another small griffin in the city probably catches your ears fairly quick,
Griffin and not a hippogriff.
You mean hippogriff?
I mean, people will mistake you as a griffin. That's what's going to
Okay,
happen.
fair enough.
I mean,
they mix up the bottom half, even though there's clearly a mark of destiny on the flank. But you know, whatever.
It makes you call you a griffin.
Wearing cloaks or breeches, then it can make.
I mean, people still call penguin a griffin.
It's like in this point, Neverglow's history. It's probably all the same.
Yeah. So you care about a small griffin.
You can roll me perception, Roderick, to see how long it takes you to find them. Not long, really.
Well done.
Despite our obvious height disadvantages, we can't see a very crowd.
I mean, the crowd help, but you probably fly around above the crowds with your eagle eyes scouting out. And once you see your prey, you lock in.
Roderick looking at her like prey would be concerning. Also, is it me or does Roderick kind of look like a squirrel?
This has been a point of contention in the party for quite a while.
I mean, I know Roderick isn't a squirrel, but just that physique and the puffy tail.
That was exactly the whole point of this character. I gave the nicknames were to give it some actual eyes, Just actually saying there's intelligence in there.
So you see a small supposed griffin being harassed by a very tiny penguin.
Well, they existed on.
Not just any tiny penguin either.
A tiny penguin you recognize.
Yes.
Not that there are that many penguins in the city. So
Yeah, I was supposed to say, you only know of one penguin
Yes.
ever.
You didn't even know what they were until you met this one.
Mm. I mean, just how one ended up here, who knows? But they did.
You're new to the city. Is you?
I
What was
did not catch
I
that.
just woke up and I said, I just walk up and say, you're new to the city. Is you?
New is one way to put it. I tend to wander about.
What do you have to?
I didn't catch that.
What do you have for sale?
What do you have for
Mostly-
sale?
Mostly watches at the moment.
My audio is so bad.
It's kind of like it's just
You're just soft sounding with the voice
dropping
you
out
hear.
a little bit.
Damn.
It sounds more like a you're far away from your mic situation, less so than a you're cutting out situation.
Yeah. It's not it's not so much a connection issue, just a mic actually picking you up issue.
It's oh crap.
It tried to censor you.
Did it really try to?
That's what it sounded like.
All right. How about now?
We'll find out as the conversation continues.
Alrighty then. So what are you selling?
That voice came off to me as an old lady. Anyway. She'd be like, mostly watches. Well, this little penguin seems to be interested in other things, however.
I know of this penguin. He travels with half another penguin.
Another penguin.
Half of one.
Half of one.
I got your points towards flipper half.
I mean,
Feel like I need to roll linguistics to figure out what he's trying to tell me.
in
You
all
probably won't
honesty,
be able to work out.
What?
Unless you can work out from the quacks, you're not going to know.
in all honesty, this little guy kind of brings bearing to the meaning when a pet looks like its owner, or vice versa.
Interesting.
He nips at Roderick. Nip.
Nips.
Hey,
Roderick, you're getting nipped at by a penguin.
I fly.
Well,
I
he-
fly above it.
Well, he certainly is cute.
I have the high ground, little one.
He's a
And
very
then-
talkative parent, too.
And then all of a
It's
sudden,
over.
I just see him jump above me. Just like
it's over.
like you,
Spencer, I have the high ground.
it's like you underestimate my honk, and just jumps over me.
This is a very entertaining situation for her. Not exactly what she expected to run into today. A small penguin and another griffin? Griffin.
I am.
I think Roderick's a griffin, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes, Roderick is pure griffin.
Pure Griffin, just a very small one.
So I'm filling in the nice middle ground here. So we now have a small griffin, a small hippogriff, and a medium-sized hippogriff.
Yeah.
You're like, well, the little penguin was wanting a watch. particularly one sized for his little flipper.
And he holds out his slipper.
I mean,
However, it would seem he's a little short in the cost department.
And he nips at your claw. Bonk. Bonk.
She began to give him a little bit of a boop on the beak with her claw.
And he falls backwards in a very comical fashion.
so Roderick will land right down next to you, and so actually, so how much are these watches?
Well, most of them are sized for medium creatures. I forget how much they were for medium creatures, like 200 some odd gold.
250.
200. Most of them are about 250. But for the one he's won, it's going to be a little bit more than that. Just a little bit. And she'll kind of hold two of her claws together, kind of pinching them really close together. And then slowly widening the gap. Mostly because making a watch that small is tricky.
I understand. So this has to be custom ordered?
What?
Does this have to be custom ordered? I mean, you don't already have one made?
Not of that size, no.
Hmm.
The smallest I have is one for me.
Hmm. Oh, and buddy.
Not one for this poor little guy.
Oh, and buddy, just real quick. Perception check.
What?
What's that? Sorry?
Perception check
4.
to see if I decide I want to pickpocket him or not.
Ah, okay.
You have our bases covered. We have a small pony, a regular pony, a small hippogriff, normal hippogriff, and a regular griffin, a small griffin. All we need now is a regular griffin, and we'll have our bases completely covered.
Hold on, let me grab double cross's sheet.
This is Gunter's perception, by the way.
Involved in this in any way, shape, or form.
No, but he's
You
still
know,
there.
He's still there. How good is her perception? I don't know. Where is perception? I've got this organized in a weird way. Measure the mark.
Yeah, he's measuring.
Oh yeah, you have that thing. That's similar to
When a cut purse makes a sleight of hand check to take something from a creature, the target makes its perception check before the rogue makes her sleight of hand check, and the rogue knows the perception check result. She can decide whether or not to make the check based on the result of the target's perception.
That's similar to like the cat burglar traits for rogue, which is like you could make a sleight of hand check, and if you fail, you could immediately roll a bluff to pass it off as a different noise.
Exactly. It's basically that. It's exactly.
Kind of funny.
No,
No, it was I swear.
It would be sense motive. Okay.
No.
Oh yeah, I know the perception part. I was just reading the other half. That was an average roll.
That's actually.
Hey, you actually went with the name idea. Yay.
Yes, I did. And her mark of destiny is actually 2 bolts in a cross.
It was a.
Well, in an X, but you know what I mean. Not in an actual cross, but.
Side note, I just remembered that Gunter has 2 smoke sticks. That's fun.
Gunter is just the cool pony. Or the cool penguin.
He's
Sorry.
Gunter's best
Penguin.
pony.
Gunter is best pony.
He's not even a pony. This is impressive.
I'm debating whether the I'm debating whether the eye magnifier actually would give her a bonus or a negative here.
Definitely impact.
I know.
You have
I'm
a
just
very
being-
good perception check, and I'm not happy with it.
She actually has a decent perception.
So, Roderick, what are you doing?
I mean, if you're gonna run a shop, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess because you guys see those tiny gears and stuff. Oh,
oh, it's not even about the tiny gears. It's looking for people like you trying to steal her wares.
Yeah.
everyone is that pick-uppy.
I mean, I didn't plan on this, but you know, it works.
Yeah. This is. I'm like, if you read my character description, He does this every time. That's how he made his living. And old habits are hard to break. No! Oh! I was gonna pass it off. Please roll less than that. I wasn't gonna pick one.
What is it? Sense motive for him?
Photo.
Well, luckily for you, it's not trained, but it doesn't have to be trained for sense motive. It looks like it's not.
No, it's sense motive is absolutely not.
There's still quite a high percentage chance that it'll roll higher than.
Yeah. I mean, she's not great at it, but she does have some wisdom.
Oh no!
Oh jeez.
You know quite well. As much as he's trying to attempt to hide it, he did just try and pocket one of your watches.
She would flick one of the penguin's gold pieces at him, targeting his beak, and say, "Hey, keep your claws to yourself."
He does that little mouth movement where he twitches his nose multiple times.
I am just going to, for shits and giggles, I am just going to roll a ranged attack to see if I actually hit him or not.
You, I guess. I don't care. I just.
Nope. I completely botched it. I rolled a 1. It goes flying past your face, though.
And Gunter chasing after the gold coin because that's his gold coin. Goes after. And he picks up the gold coin. He looks over because now he's aware that Roderick was trying to steal. Now Gunter's gonna do a ranged attack to Roderick with the gold coin.
Warfare.
Land behind me, and then now it's just gonna come at the back of my head.
Thunk.
Oh my word!
Actually meets my AC.
She's like,
well, then you were hit by a gold coin. I mean, it's probably not. It's not gonna hurt. It's a gold coin.
I just tried to. It's like it could have hit my throat or something. That actually hit the back of my head.
Funnily enough, I like to think that the only reason that Gunter's really good at throwing coins is because he's used to Pingwing now using coin shot as a spell that he can actually give to Gunter.
oh man.
Alright.
That turned into a scenario right there.
You see Roderick scrunching his beak and rubbing the back of his head, and he's like, "Well, it seems like you're gonna do well in the city. Have a nice day." And he goes to fly off.
Just after the situation got made really awkward.
Roger tried to steal something, completely failed. I missed with throwing the coin, and then the penguin hits him in the back of the head with the same coin. Yeah, you know.
What would have happened if because I backed out. I tried to be a coward. I actually have a better chance of succeeding. And I.
Yeah. If you only roll, you could have stolen it, and it will be.
If only you had actually rolled the sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Gunter is gathering up his coins and now trying to tug the new hippogriff along, as if he wants to bring him to somebody who can better translate for them. Tug.
They seem to be pulling you away, or attempting to pull you somewhere. Obviously, you have to be willing, and your shop is just here, or your stall is just here.
She'll be like, "Well, let me pack up my things, and then you can show me along."
And he chirps and sits like on his butt. It's kind of weird.
Chirps and sits. I never anticipated her actually having set up a shop in town, but sure.
A little stall. You've probably done more watch repair than selling anything at the moment.
Probably. There probably weren't very many watches on display. Maybe 1 or 2.
Probably find just one.
I don't know if this spring is supposed to be in this angle, son. If you could put it in the right place, that would be very nice.
There's probably one or two of those.
Yeah. Alright,
I've got the spring hanging out at a weird angle. Can you fix it for me?
Okay, Cold. With that, you have your stool packed away relatively quickish.
And he's like, off. Beckoning, beckon. You get beckoned.
Want you to follow.
Yes, well, she's small. Walking on the ground is not her thing. So she picks up the penguin and puts the penguin on her back and says,
Yes.
"Lead the way."
And he does the thing that he does best, which is guide. Sort of. Speaking of guides, does fate by chance, happenstance that we run across a certain guiding light on the way toward Penguin's house?
I don't think we've got a guiding light yet.
I don't think guiding light has arrived yet.
Oh, okay.
No,
Oh,
so
then-
fate does not fall upon you today.
Oh, okay. Well, to Penguin's house then, where maybe Mecha
Away.
is delivering more baby formula.
Or attempting to.
Well, yeah.
Kid is repeating The Exorcist before it was a thing.
I'm doing
Okay.
my best to try to bring the gang together, guys. I'm doing my best.
This definitely wasn't the way I pictured her being introduced to the group, but sure, it seems appropriate, all things considered.
Hey,
Claire, you could be there paying a home visit, checking the baby.
Yeah.
If you want to be there.
It would be one of those situations where Mecha would probably be knocking at the door, and Penguin would be just saying, "No, I gotta test what you bring into this house before you do it, Mrs. I like explosive things." It's like heard through the door, like he has like a little like one of those sliding windows on the bakery door.
No, you need the password.
What do you have this time, Mecha? I'm not sure if I trust it. Oh no.
I'm just throwing that counted out at that
I just imagine Penguin's thought when seeing this is like, I
that's
almost
what
rather
the recipe's for.
You probably had a leavening bomb.
Also,
I just
like,
want to check Mecha.
Penguin's thought when Gunter arrives at the door with the shopkeeper, and it's like, I'd almost rather it be Mecha.
Alright, hold on. I want to see what Mecha was going to do with the bomb.
I want to know what Meg.
I'm just testing out stuff. I'm making sure that my changes I made after a level up is working.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just the timing. The timing was perfect.
Don't scare me like that.
I thought you
Gunter
just
shows up at the door and is like, look what I got. Look what I got from Mecha.
It's just like this is like her like throwing a bomb up into the air, just like, oh yeah, that works. Like,
So sorry. Everyone, people were doing other stuff. I was just doing my thing.
No, that's fine.
Mecha needs her own beaker.
It was amazing timing, and we loved it. It was glorious.
Yeah. Penguin
Hey,
was
there's
trying to...
another one.
Yeah. I was just changing some stuff.
Yeah, Penguin was trying to pull you in by saying you could be at his house, trying to convince him to
solicit baby
try some
formula.
more baby formula. So you'll be ready for when you have to do yours.
No,
So you're gonna get your practice in with the baby formula.
No, you stay out there until I know what you're bringing into here, Mecha.
Okay.
And Gunter blinks on the back of new character here's back and points. Honk, 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 honk. And then he tries to mimic what sounds to be a robot penguin. And he jumps down and he goes over to Mecha. Honk.
Oh, gee, I made some major breakthroughs in my animating experiments. So, I will totally be able to make Mecha Gunter I'd like to hear what you want size-wise. Do you want something you can ride on? Do you want something you can wear as a suit? You want something Penguin can ride on?
He thinks for a
That
moment.
you pilot it around inside its head?
He thinks for a moment, thinking of the best way to
Oh
say
my
all of the
God.
above in Penguin.
Honk.
Honk!
Okay. That will be a bit of an investment. No. Oh well. Penguin has a school. He should be able to cover the.
Penguin can afford it. He's got a school.
He's got it. He boops Mecha, boop 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 boop, and points to the new one. Poke, point, honk, 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 and then he pulls down his shades. Honk, 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 honk.
Ooh, that is some nice glasswork.
He poses and dabs again. Dab.
Mecha, he's Gunter has pointed to a small-looking hippogriff
Okay.
with the front half and a tiny owl.
Yes.
A pygmy owl.
Yes. A pygmy owl.
Pygmy owl.
Like Gilfy.
I look at you and say, when did Penguin and Roderick have a baby? Was my first
Excuse
reaction,
me?
which I said out loud.
Should be like, excuse me?
And but Gunter would say the same thing, just going like.
Because I see a tiny hippogriff, and it's not quite the flying squirrel, and it's not quite the weird bird horse friend of my penguin buddy. But it's something in between. And I can.
Oh boy.
And I am a very sheltered unicorn mid-noble. So my interactions with other races are bad in the best case scenario. I didn't even roll anything for that. Let's see how badly I botched this up.
I mean, I don't think you have to roll for it.
I'm
Yeah,
going to roll for it just to judge.
Okay.
We're doing a scale of bad here. It's not going to be good. It's just how bad it actually is.
Okay, so fairly well for mecha standards.
So bad, but not too bad. Got it.
Yeah. So I do a little pony bow and then extend my hoof. Greetings, young sir or madam. I am Dus ex Mechana, daughter of
Ha
the
ha.
Mechana.
I got the name.
Mechana alchemist group. Okay, it's alchemist household.
Well, she would politely shake your hoof for what it's worth, considering
Not
she's
much, but yeah.
small. But they're like, well, my name's Double Cross, the
Neat.
wandering engineer.
Engineer, I grab her by the face and bring her up to eye level. Engineer? You're an engineer? What do you engineer? What are your
Makes-
specialties? I kind of start shaking or demanding answers.
You're probably standing on your hind hoofs at this point in time as you were kind of pulled up into the air to be eye level with.
Mecha, yeah.
She would be like, watches?
I drop you. Watches are pretty interesting. You want
I
to know
like
what I engineer?
I like small. I like working with complicated objects. Watches are just the thing that people are most likely to buy, so that's what I make.
So I bring out my little rune stone from my pocket and go press a little symbol on it and goes beep beep, and then within, give me a second, 6 minutes, Zero rolls up with like a trembling bubble wrap glitching on. Bubble wrap kind of rolls over and falls off when Zero comes to a stop.
I like to think that you're like, you want to see what I engineer? Beep beep, and then there's just like awkward silence for 6 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Mecha's been standing there grinning.
She literally looks at her watch.
And then you can hear like a commotion and yelling, and then Mecha like Zero zooms up, and Bubble Wrap, petrified, rolls off the other side. Mecha doesn't even acknowledge that Bubble Wrap is here. This is my baby, the MM0. I built her in a Mark of Destiny kind of fugue state, but I've recently cracked how I actually did that. So I'm building a second one.
I mean, you might have already seen the image.
I didn't realize until you zoomed it in to full size that it is a picture of a Lego model. I did not realize that was what the image was.
It's actually a transforming Lego thing. It transforms into a little motorcycle thing.
Vroom vroom.
Yeah.
She'd be like, "Well, that is quite something." She would kind of be doing circles around Zero, kind of inspecting it.
It's definitely
Be
more
careful
large.
to step over the still shaking Bubble Wrap.
It's obviously more larger scale than what you would normally work in with. But there's obviously gears and other bits and bobs and other obviously mechanical and engineering aspects of it. So you would find it quite interesting. Probably.
Yes, she would. She'd be quite involved with it, and she'd actually been gotten slightly distracted from what the small penguin had wanted.
And the little sliding thing on the door slides open. Really don't encourage him.
She, who are you talking to?
Mecha. I think Penguin believes Mecha is a stallion.
Or her, yeah, sorry.
I'm fully okay with Penguin believing Mecha is a stallion. She has given them no reason to expect otherwise, especially with the whole chamber pot incident. First time they met.
Uh-oh.
And he's directing it toward the new one that's over there. Kind of like squinting a little bit because now there's two engineers and he doesn't know how to feel about this.
As she hears another new voice, she'll look up. She has her little magnifier attached to her eye, and she looks up with a very large eye.
His anxiety level goes up a couple points.
Before taking it off. Ah, you must be the penguin one that the
Gunther.
No, that's not me.
No, I mean the familiar that she was thinking about is Gunther. So I point to Gunther. Gunther, penguin.
Huh?
Penguin named Gunther. I go back to Gunther. Hippogriff named Penguin.
My name's not Penguin. And he closes the thing, but I hate that pun.
penguin.
Yes. I was just as surprised as you are right now, trust me.
Like a couple months ago when he actually figured it out.
More than a year ago now.
Like, seems familiar.
Gunter to that looks up with like a honk, because he thinks that was a joke.
No, she was very much serious.
No, but you just said that looks familiar. It was a badoosh moment, like.
Oh.
Your familiar invited us over to talk about some engineering stuff. I'm assuming.
Your penguin seems to need you to translate for him.
What do you want, Gunther? No. 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 And then he gives the new hippogriff's talons a hug, and he looks and sticks out his tongue. No, you can't be her familiar, Gunther. That's not how that works.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
And he like puts his flippers on his his sides a little bit, and Penguin looks up. I think he wants you to make some smoke through the goggles or something, or shades. Or he wants to look cool.
Oh.
And he strikes a pose again. Dab.
Dab.
So
I
we're
suppose
at
it
Duck's
wouldn't be-
Bakery, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
On the outside of it.
Yes. She got drugged here by Gunther.
And Mecca came over to drop off more powdered milk and also to have a tea time with Duck because Mecca actually likes Duck's company. Because Duck is the best.
I do believe Duck is out and about in town right now picking up supplies for her her bakery and such. But she'll be back momentarily.
Oh. Unfortunate. I guess we'll have tea time at my place. Do you want to come, Gunther, or do you want to stay with Penguin?
And he spins a little bit. He said he loved that.
So, I bodily haul Bubble Wrap up. She kind of moans in her unconsciousness and slump her over the back of Zero again and jump on. You want to come with us? Double Cross? You seem like a trustworthy pony. I'd love to have you at my back. Just something about you.
I don't believe she's named herself yet. That's why I've just been like, this hippogriff, this one
She
right here.
did, but I think the only person she's actually directly addressed with it is Mecca.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Mecca actually knows Double Cross's name.
Be like, you can just call me Cross.
Okay. I mean, Double Cross sounds nice, but I understand wanting nicknames. Like, I almost never use my full name. I
It's
got
a little
most people always
shorter.
call me Mecca.
But yeah, sure. I packed up my shop. It's going to take a while to set back up anyway, so I've got nothing better to do.
Yeah. So we'll have a tea at my post office.
Did you see your whispers, Steel?
Sorry, no. I've got other people who were whispering me, so I'm looking up stuff as things are going on.
I'm going to grab my belated breakfast real quick. Now that my character's been drugged all over town.
At least it'll be dragged much faster all over town now that we have access to Zero.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, welcome.
No.
Hello. I didn't see you enter.
I wanted to stay quiet until this was done. So, what did I miss?
Well,
Oh,
effectively.
miserably.
I'll say.
I was going to say, you failed miserably at pickpocketing the new guy.
Yeah. Then Gunter had effectively brought a new person to Penguin's house, where Mecha was knocking on the door trying to get entry for tea time with also formula, and Penguin was not having any of it because he doesn't know what's in those Mr. Explodey Pants' bag there.
Probably explosives.
He's still very paranoid, and he's been speaking through the door the whole time. And then Gunter was like having a fit because Penguin wouldn't give him what he wanted, and so he was like, "I'll be her familiar then," and pointed to the new person. And he was like, "No, you can't be her familiar. Like that's not how that works." Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
pretty much caught you
It
up.
was,
Like,
Yeah. There was a little bit with Mecca with finding out, telling her mum what's going on.
oh yes, that too.
Claire did their work and crafting of armor.
Ooh.
Do you want to do your little thing of finding out the good news? Because I'm guessing, because you would still feel a little bit run down when you got back, would you take up Claire's offer of stopping by and letting her check you over a little bit more thoroughly back at the city?
Yeah, sure.
If you don't, I probably would have sent a letter to you. Oh, yeah, Bubble Wrap would have probably sent a letter to you saying how the contraceptives probably failed during the party
Ah,
due to
It'll
magic.
be a 34.
Yeah. Okay. So with access to your facilities, Claire, you are able to do the test, which is probably put the liquid into a few substances. It turns a particular color, and then you go, "Aha! Yes, my suspicions are confirmed." And you go and you can tell, guiding the good news.
Okay. You want the good news? How would you like me to deliver the news?
The same way you're gonna deliver the baby.
With Ned screaming.
I don't know. What's the news?
How well do you like? She'll think about it and have a look. How does guiding look? She's still beyond just the rundown, like nervous, antsy.
Probably more confused at this point in time. Doesn't quite know what's going on.
Well, I'd say if you're hoping for a kid, congratulations.
And if
I
you
really
weren't,
don't know what
I
you are
am
looking
so
for.
sorry.
It's gonna take a moment for that to sink in. At which point you see a range of emotions cross her face, settling on probably uncertainty.
Oh, the usual parent response. Okay, good.
Well, that's okay. We'll just get your armor refitted. That's fine.
I'll have to think about this.
Okay.
And then Go gets really angry at Mecca for the contraceptive not working.
That's fair.
Like, you said it would work.
I said it might work.
Yes,
Oh,
she did.
Decrease the chance of getting pregnant.
oh, I love that.
But only
It's
by like
the immediate.
1%.
Okay,
Wait,
so
so who's pregnant again?
Almost
Uh,
every female in the group except for the newest member, apparently.
Becca and guiding both
Yeah.
are.
Yay.
Here, she's going to take a moment and fish out some particular herbs. Now, this will probably help with the nausea. Make sure to. I wouldn't recommend eating it raw. It will work that way, but that'll probably help with any nausea. This will help with the fatigue and the bone ache. Again, tea's best, but you can eat a little bit every hour or so. But tea works best because it has a chance to brew it into something more. She'll pack the bag and hand it to guiding. Is there anything else I can help you with, or are you going to go through the existential panic right about now?
I think she already is.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
You know, you're
Well-
lucky your newest character honestly specializes in mechanical stuff and not healing stuff, or she's gonna go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
She's gonna take the medicine and she's gonna stagger out. It's not quite the right term, but it's she's definitely
Rattled.
yes.
She's shaken, not stirred.
Okay.
Come back next time and say hello to Mr. Nibbles. I gotta get him used to you.
Who?
The Wolverine. He's in the garden.
Oh right.
She doesn't have a garden gnome, she has a garden wolverine.
What's clear? What do you expect? If I could have got a dire badger, you know I would.
Oh god. Yeah, Guiding will probably head home at this point, and will probably take the rest of the day off.
The rest of the day to pour over her life choices.
Yes. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Are we still in the 2 weeks in between, or?
We have 3.
Oh, 3.
It's 3 weeks in between. So if you do want to do some painting, you can. Feel free to get any sort of that side of it rolls out of the way. We're kind of doing a little bit of in character role play at the moment, and sort of getting Double Cross into the group as well.
Yep.
Maybe not in the most traditional fashion ever, but you know what? It feels appropriate for this particular group. So you know what? Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll roll with it.
Best way.
I'll work out what she's gonna paint, and then we'll see. Okay.
The only other thing I'm quite sure what's going to happen is Mecca is going to show you all of her stuff, Double Cross, and probably show you what she's currently in the process of constructing.
Yep.
Mecca's found and someone who's basically an engineer and has gone, oh my god, someone else who likes this stuff, drags her off.
That is
sounds about
100% accurate.
And she's like, sure, I packed up my shop for a small penguin. Why not?
To be fair, like, my current work, the one that I'm working on Notable, is ridiculously beautiful looking. Like, at least the blueprints and everything were. Like, I rolled, like, over 30. Like a natural 20 that equaled out to somewhere like 35 or whatever. Wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
On the designing phase, like artistry.
I will note a slight aesthetic detail that's hard to point out in the picture. She does look strangely buff.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
She looks like she has a little bit of muscle on her.
Right. Well, Mecha would be out muscled by a short leg, so she's used to that. Everyone being physically stronger than her.
I just figured I'd point out that little aesthetic detail.
Another muscly one. Okay.
I kind of
Yes and no.
I kind of tuck bubble wrap in to sleep off her unconsciousness and start preparing tea. Like, I kind of break out alchemist set and start bubbling stuff together, and it's pretty intricate for what would normally be tea. And like each
She might
cup,
seem a little concerned because she's an engineer, but not an alchemist.
each cup is a different color liquid that she pours out. For some reason, but like she puts down something that's kind of swirling off pink and spinach green in front of you, and takes a sip of her own bright blue and orange concoction.
Kind of looks at it
She
with a
kind of
raised
looks
brow.
at you expectantly.
She looks at it a bit questioningly. Do you put it in a cup sized for a medium creature or a small creature?
A small cup sized for a medium creature, so it's a bit big
It
for
would
you.
be a bit big for her, but she could probably manage.
Yeah.
And she takes a little sip to get a taste of it.
It kind of not tasting the way you're expecting, but it's not actually bad. If it's alchemically active, however, you have no idea.
Yeah, she has no idea. She wouldn't know at magic or alchemical things if they hit her in the face.
It's not exactly a sweet tea, but it's yeah, tastes smooth, if you understand.
Yeah.
It has a nice scent to it. It has a subtle taste.
She'd
It's
be
not
like,
too
it
heavy.
certainly tastes and smells better than it
Looks. You did
Looks
not
would be-
feel drugged after you drink some,
That's very important.
important. to know.
which is
And then,
obvious coming within contact of Mecca.
She's not aware of this. She hasn't had enough experience with your baby formula fiasco yet.
Hey, the baby formula wasn't a fiasco. It was the previous fiascos that have made Ping not trust me that makes him react that way.
Well, she's not aware of those, so she has no reason to not trust you yet.
Yeah.
Keyword being yet. When she wakes up in the morning and she's no longer. When she wakes up in the morning and she turns into a Pegasus, then she might be a little upset.
Oh please! If you said that out loud, I'd laugh. Oh please! I have nowhere near enough resources to douse you with some of that. Like that stuff is expensive.
So are my watches. But that's beside the point. So is that watch that penguin wanted. She would jump slightly, not expecting the honk.
Oh, Oh, I almost forgot your drink. Sorry, Penguin. I pour out something and it smells like awful to Pony and Pony senses. Like I have my nose wrinkled up. It doesn't smell as awful to hippogriffs, but it's still not the best. Something primal in Gunther's brain clicks, going, "Oh, something yummy." No.
She would make a face.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's for him and not me.
Color-wise, it's a clear liquid, though. So.
So in his
Oh,
case,
it wasn't-
his looks better than it smells.
Yeah. So. Oh, I almost forgot. I go in the back, come back out with tin, and open up, and it fills with Duck's Bakery made cookies. Though they're not the freshest. They're at least a day or two old.
So it appeared in the can. What are these?
Oh, pastries from my friend Duck. That was the bakery we were visiting. Her husband doesn't like me, mostly because I insulted his face.
I kind of
And,
got the impression that he didn't like you.
Yeah, I'm not the best at dealing with ponies. Never, much less non-ponies. I've actually never met a non-unicorn until about a year ago. Face
She
to
would
face.
pluck one of the cookies up with a claw. At least Roderick isn't here to steal my wares again.
Oh, you've met the little squirrel guy too, huh?
Your name was spoken.
Yes. He did make it apparent that he was familiar with the bunch that was with the penguin. He also tried to steal a watch.
Really? I've never
Failed.
known Roderick to steal anything before.
He didn't succeed very well.
I
I also
guess-
failed at throwing a coin at him, but the penguin succeeded, so we're fine.
Oh. Good shot. I'll give a frog up to Penguin, like a Roderick, Gunther. There we go.
And he
Chink.
gets a bow and a dab.
He bows and dabs.
Gotta remember that for later. Is that what all the cool familiars are doing nowadays?
And he nods.
Craft painting.
Thought so. I'm gonna have to teach that to Zero. Unfortunately, I don't think he can articulate well enough. Like, he doesn't have enough flexibility in his legs at the moment. You were saying?
What was I saying?
Was you saying?
I don't know.
Wow.
Oh. Our group's pretty okay-ish.
Okay-ish.
I know that there's me, there's Roderick, who's a tiny squirrel thing and has almost died like twice in our adventures. There's Penguin, who has a weird face and a weird brain, but he's good with the magic, and he owns a school now.
Do you mean Pingwing?
Penguin. I keep pronouncing it Penguin.
Yes, and she
That-
corrects you saying Pingwing.
Penguin.
Pingwing.
Penguin. There's Guiding Light, who's very pretty, and I should write a formal apology to.
I feel like you don't
now that I
get
think about
along with your companions very well.
about a year now, on and off.
Hmm.
Like, we've had a couple of hectic adventures, but we don't, and we hang out sometimes afterwards, but not all the time.
She'll have a mouthful of cookie as she goes, I'm shoot.
Yeah. The biggest project I did that wasn't mandated by the crown with them was when I helped Claire hunt down a magic berry bush, but we found a magic willow tree instead. And we were almost eaten by an evil tree thing. It was eaten by a plant.
She's gonna pause at the eaten by a tree. These are words I did not expect to hear.
Well, not so much eaten as killed and then ground up into mulch that it could rest its feet in. You know, plants. They're like that
Yes, plants.
when they get uppity. As far as I know.
When plants get a little grouchy, they tend to crush you into mulch and step on you.
Yes.
Got it.
Oh, I forgot. There was the little short leg. If he invites you to a party, I recommend turning him down.
She
He's a
would
short
raise
leg,
a
you see.
brow and be like, "What's a short leg?"
Like a pony, but the really short legs, and the really fluffy, and they love making babies, but they don't know how to explain that they love making babies.
She would just pause in the middle of eating her cookie and
I
just.
did make it very clear. Lucky Break did explain the definition of what it was before we went in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They specifically asked if I did that, and I said yes.
You explained it in a short leg manner, so yeah.
Yeah.
Double Cross would just kind of she would pause eating her cookie at the word, especially once you got to the part of likes making babies, and just be like,
I have no idea how many kids this guy has, and I don't think he does either. But I'm assuming it is at least a dozen at this point.
is it a dozen or is it a baker's dozen?
One of, like, some of one, some of another. It depends if you, I guess, daughters with one, sons with another.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm making fun. He makes babies a lot. He's an ambassador.
You seem to have a lot of knowledge into this whole baby making aspect.
Oh no, not at all. I take a sip of my tea. I've had to learn. I've had to take a crash course recently.
Not very good at it. No. Probably not good enough.
Anyway, how about you? Do you? I know you're new to town, but do you have any interesting friends to compare to this colorful punch?
Certainly nothing compared to this colorful punch. Not many at all, really. I prefer to travel by myself. Seems to be easier for someone like me.
Right. If you ask me of anyone I've ever met more than a year ago, I wouldn't be able to give you any names except for my parents' names. I can understand what that's like.
Well, it seems like our reasonings might be slightly different, however.
Really? Take another slip of my neon concoction.
Suffice to say that hippogriffs are,
I understand that. The other hippogriff who we're just talking to doesn't like me because I didn't understand that previously, but I've learned in the last year at least a little bit.
He seems to be a little bit sensitive.
Oh, he's completely insane. And that's coming from me.
She has no real point of reference at this point. She hasn't actually seen how crazy any of the group are, so...
Me and Penguin and possibly Lucky Break, the short-legged ambassador, are the crazy ones. The others seem perfectly sane, and they whisper about us behind our backs.
So what you're saying is the little impregnating short leg is the part of your group?
Yes. I mean, he won't come on to you. He doesn't, like, he'll get you pregnant another way.
Oh.
I'm not sure how to respond to that.
Gunter is like having the time of his life right now. He's sitting, he's like watching back and forth, like fires of chaos in his eyes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she would pause. She'd be like, I'm not sure how I should respond to that one.
Huh?
Nothing. She'll kind of glance over at Gunter and be kind of giving that look of, why?
Like, why what?
Like, as in, is it really this crazy?
And Gunter thinks a little bit.
I will take that as a yes.
If only comprehend languages worked with familiar speak. Because sometimes, like, I'm good friends with Gunther, but I can't understand what he says, really. I can sometimes understand what he's pantomiming, though.
Well, the funny thing about Gunter, if I'm not mistaken, let me see something here. I don't know, he only speaks I forgot that Dolan only speaks a language because they have the same character sheet and abilities as Ravens for Pathfinder rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can't speak. He is literally
He squawks like a penguin.
He could have taken a rank in linguistics, funnily enough, Steel.
Well, that means he can understand it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Doesn't mean
That's fair.
because he has a mouth of an animal.
I mean, if she were an actual ranger, she might actually have a spell that lets her understand animals, but she's not a ranger. So.
Yeah. All right. Obviously, that's you enjoy.
That's gonna continue to devolve into chaos. But
She's going to continue to learn about the group from Mecca's perspective.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That's probably going to be your. I think Mecca's interpretation of the group has been fantastic. The only, the only two I haven't been told too much about have been Claire
and guiding.
And guiding. I mean, you've made your impression on Roderick already.
Yeah. Roderick is.
Roderick has been
wrong in his entire life, and that's why I think he's a fine friend. Is Mecca's expression. And to sum it up, she thinks Guiding and Claire are some of the sanest ponies, even though Guiding loves setting herself and other things on fire, and Claire is incredibly violent and looks like she wants to hurt Mecca almost all the time.
Don't worry.
No, like other than that, they're completely sane and reasonable individuals compared to everyone else in the group.
Actually, she's not wanting to look like she's wanted to hurt him in a long while. He did pretty well. Or she did.
Stuff later. In other words, lie.
Because Mecca, or not Mecca, Roderick's a pretty good liar.
We're obviously going to get together at some point, but if you bring up like, oh, you're trying to pick up on me, and I will make up a bullshit story about why I did it.
What I ask is, do you think individuals want to do anything more? If not, then I think you guys will probably have I don't know. I would have thought probably at least Lucky would invite everybody for a meal to get together and sit and talk, at least.
Oh, I'd extend the I'd ask if I could bring a plus when and extend the invitation to my new friend Double Cross.
Yeah. So it depends. Does Lucky Break receive the information about? Does any information reach Lucky Break's ears about Claire Guiding Light and the Mecca?
Mecca's
no, Mecca is more the sequency.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if Guiding has shared any information yet, but at the moment it is on both sides. It's quiet, so you wouldn't know about that at this point.
Okay.
But I think it's likely that you would put together something so everyone gets together.
I can do
would
that.
you accept Mecca bringing a +1?
Sure.
Okay. And Double Cross, I'm going to extend an invitation to a party by the impregnating short leg that I told you about. Would you want to come?
God.
Does this impregnating shortling have a name?
Lucky Break. He's small and pink. And kind of ridiculous.
I love the fact that it's the
The name.
yeah, it's like, hey, Lucky Break. There.
So you must be Lucky Break, the impregnating short leg that I've heard so much of.
Lucky Break just kind of blink and say, "Excuse me." He would double take for a minute because that is not what he was expecting to be greeted by.
She only knows the group from Mecca's perspective right now.
I would have thought also to this party would be Duck and Tiramisu.
Tiramisu, yeah.
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu.
He would have definitely invited all of them.
Well, you can't deny that you did get Penguin's wife pregnant. Mecca says while letting Tiramisu poop her on the nose.
Well,
Can you please word
Double
that
cross be
differently?
like-
That came out very weird, and I don't like it.
Lucky Break just blinks and is not sure how to handle Mecha's mannerisms at the moment.
Is that
I'm feeling very mecha at the moment.
what are we invited to again? By the way,
A dinner
It's
with
a dinner.
with whom?
with Lucky Break. Lucky Break's hosting a dinner.
Oh, okay.
They're
Uh,
hosting a dinner for everybody to get together as a group.
A perfectly
Double
normal
Cross
dinner.
would kind of apologize to Lucky Break and say, "I apologize. I've sat down talking with Mecca most of the day. Most of what I know is from Mecca."
Lucky Break will say,
You've been warned.
Lucky Break will say, Mecha is. Well, Mecha is here, so Lucky Break wouldn't be rude. That'd be rude.
Or she would probably say, "Well, Mecca was kind enough to introduce everybody to me."
And
So,
then,
yeah.
And then Pingwing just kind of blinks. Oh no.
Lucky Break will say, well, I'll offer a more formal introduction.
Yeah.
He will say, my name is Lucky Break. I am a diplomat employed by the Empire. Or not Empire, the
Kingdom.
The Kingdom of Teleros.
Well, out of character, that does sound better than the Lucky Break, the one who impregnates.
No contraceptive
but-
can resist.
Gunter is being his chaotic good self from the back and giving, or like from like right next to like near the table, near near what, near the double cross, and he's just kind of doing that like wiggly eyebrow thing and pointing to Lucky Break, wiggle wiggle wiggle.
Good job, Gunther.
Lucky Break will say,
Double Cross will offer a claw. Or a small
Lucky Break
claw.
will sit there and try to think for a moment to figure out where he got, and he's like, oh. Lucky Break will think for a minute.
Let's kind of
Gather
recalculate
context from Mecha.
this worldview.
Mecca's worldview. The best
I'm gonna
way
roll
for the
some
new
bonus.
character to be introduced to the group.
By
So
the
I'm gonna
most
roll
insane
bonus.
one. Yeah.
Because Lucky Break expects Mecha to talk like this, but not refer to him in this way unless there's probably more than one meaning.
Oh yeah, you have really misjudged Mecha.
Is
Like-
going,
Double Cross is not the only mare that not the only mare that Mecha has told talked to about the impregnating short leg in the embassy. So there's currently rumors about you through some of the minor nobles.
Who are you doing
Kingdom.
the sense motive on?
Mecha specifically.
Okay.
She's fully being truthful about this.
Yeah, it's just Mecha being Mecha. She has probably screwed you over, but it is not malicious.
I'm actually not cool with that because that's really frustrating, but it's fine. I guess. Not really. That's actually really frustrating.
Yeah, I would say that since this rumor originated from Mecha, that wasn't fully believed, but that was a couple passes ago. It's not everyone knows that Mecha was the original source anymore. So, whoopsie.
Is this what teas do we have on the table and stuff? Or like what is the dinner? I guess would be the better question.
Lucky Break did make prepare cookies on his own. As far as tea goes, it would be I don't know my teas. I'm not very knowledgeable on that.
Just go for some nice.
The better question is, does it smell better than Mecha's tea? That is?
It does.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all that matters.
It probably has a more flowery scent.
Mecca's teas definitely taste better than they look.
Yeah. Well, and they kind of taste and smell good to the person I'm preparing them for, usually.
Fair enough. Well,
If it's a potluck, Mecca probably brought some sort of alchemical abomination that is edible. And not wiggle.
edible
Not
is a
movie.
relative term. Double Cross would introduce herself to Lucky Break with a bit of an apology for the introduction, and would introduce herself as Double Cross, the Wandering Engineer,
Oh, interesting.
which is kind of what led to me being drugged to Mecca's place. But
She really knows her stuff. It's good to have somebody to talk shop with. Oh, I think when I divulge from mechanics to alchemy, she kind of I lose her a bit, but it's still good to have someone I can talk to.
the alchemical stuff is a bit out of my league. But
Claire, I just sat down. Like, I walk around my room when I roleplay and things like that. So, like, I mean, you got to tell me if you put things in chat that I'm not
Oh,
saying.
sorry, I wasn't aware you did that. So, yeah.
Being polite and not flying around.
She is not sure what you're saying because she doesn't speak things yet,
Yeah, I know.
and will instead laugh.
She'll smile like, that's a much better response. And just sort of like play just like low little raspberries and just have little fun times just entertaining the kid for.
Yeah, tiramisu is the highlight of the party so far.
Yeah.
Penguin
one
is
of
looking
them.
incredibly nervous the entire time, and he's just like watching. Like his eyes keep going over there, and he looks like he wants to say something, and then Duck kind of like nudges it. Just stop it! They're just playing. I know they're just
Every
playing.
once in a while, though, Double Cross is going to kind of give Penguin a look as if he seems oddly familiar to her, as if she's seen him before.
Uh,
It just
Mecca's
makes him more
going to
nervous.
Yeah, Mecca's gonna signal double cross and gesture to Penguin and kind of do the hoot thing.
The what thing?
Cuckoo. I'm signaling that Mecha thinks Penguin is the crazy one.
Oh yeah. Well,
Um,
currently
Double Cross is getting the impression that everyone's a little bit crazy in their own way. That's the impression she's starting to get.
Really?
Duck is nudging Penguin during this whole thing. He's just like, don't worry about it. They're just playing. They're just having fun. I know they're just having fun, but one thing will lead to another, and he's gonna wind up giving her a great axe or something. No, he's not.
Yeah, I'd be more worried about Mecha giving your kid firecrackers.
Break will.
Claire, please be careful.
Lucky Break will say, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet you."
As I said,
It is.
we
I
always
ended
had-
up here because of a small penguin. I believe his name
I'll
was
be
Gunter.
fine. Kids are tougher than you think, so don't worry about it. And she's gonna take a tiramisu in the other room so the adults can do some talking and all without the baby and the playing and all, sort of interrupting and all.
He starts tip-tapping his talons together, looking like he really wants to follow, and Duck like boops him on the nose. Stop it! You worry so much. I know I do.
Meanwhile, the puppy is kind of just running around doing puppy stuff.
Matt, how much would these smoked goggles cost to craft? Or Matt?
I think it's about for you. It's a quarter of the price, if I remember correctly.
Third of the price.
Oh, a third of the price. Okay.
And they're 10 gold pieces normally.
So it will cost you 3 gold and 3 silver, basically.
Should be fine.
And
I'll deduct that from my remaining funds then.
And The Gunter is you going over to Pingwing and like tapping his hose, and he kind of looks down. What is it? Okay, thank you. And Gunter hops off over to the room where Claire is, giving Pingwing um giving the Pingwing like a little bit of a flash of his sunglasses there. He goes into the room. He's pretty much just like being like, okay, I'll look after them, and Penguin's just being appreciative. They still like each
Claire.
other.
Claire's just entertaining the kid. It's like something that you wouldn't think that she'd have any kind of experience with, but she's just very contently, very gently dealing with the kid without any issue whatsoever. It's just laughing, playing, being pretty aware of what the kid wants before most of the kid even himself, or is it Timothy, him or her?
It is a her.
Before she's really familiar with it. Like, this is someone that is familiar with being around kids.
And
all
now you've
intents and
gone and
purposes.
made Gunter very jealous. And he's just sitting in the corner crossing his flippers now.
Oh, come on now. Really? You're going to be that shallow, little warrior?
And he turns up his beak.
He just laughs. Well, your loss. If you wanted to play, you could come over here. But if you want to sit in the corner, you go do that. Bye-bye. And we'll go back to playing and seeing if he's going to join or not.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna have to roll a will save for this one. Hold on.
Challenges, sir.
Hold on. What's your diplomacy? Let's see this.
Okay.
His will is strong. He won't let up.
Well, that's his choice. And she's just going to be
What's the
keeping.
penalty for him?
What's the penalty from him?
Well, for him.
The penalty was whatever Claire de Lune's diplomacy modifier was.
Well, it is an enticing offer. Surely there's a penalty. On top
Oh
of
yes,
that.
but not one that's gonna bring him all the way down to 1.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to be
didn't see
pretty
that roll.
convincing to give him a negative 21 penalty.
Well, as I said,
That
she
would
just
be
stated it like
impressive.
it was. Claire is not exactly diplomatic. Let's be honest here.
That's true.
The fact that she even made the offer is
He-
enough of a.
He keeps doing that thing where like he'll like
Oh,
he has his
give me a
beak turned
second,
up, but
guys.
he'll keep like peeking, peek, peek. And then there's a couple times and through the door you hear, I'm just gonna go check on him really quick. No, you're not. Sit down. Like.
Give me your box of pizza pops or whatever to last.
Yeah.
Couple days.
And then Pingwing just kind of like trying to take his minds off things.
Oh, and
So,
more
double class.
cereals.
Hi.
More cereal.
My name is Pingwing. Hi.
Oh,
Hi,
thank you.
Pingwing.
Hi. How's the weather? He looks very
I would have
nervous.
to roll. What is the weather? So I can give him a serious answer.
The weather's been a bit cloudy of late.
She's like, it's been a bit muggy outside.
Yeah, it has been, hasn't it? And he like breaks eye contact. Yeah. And he smiles, and Duck is looking very encouraging. And then he looks over toward Double Class. Oh, he's just making friends. Don't worry about it, friend. He's doing his best.
She would smile with her beak as best as one can smile with a beak.
He doesn't get out much.
I do. We've been out plenty. It's just the last time we went out, you had me do a tug of war for some reason.
Oh, and also wrestle that guy, remember?
And then Duck's eyes go wide. You wrestled somebody? I did.
It was actually a mare.
And
He wrestled this very big, huge mare full of
He almost
muscles.
won.
and her eyes go wide, and Penguin looks like he's about to die. Like it was, and she just like gives him a hug. Oh my gosh, you're so brave! And she gives him a hug. And he looks like his anxiety meter's about to make him faint. and he kind of smiles, pat, pat, pat. I did it. I did it for you. And he hugs back, and she smiles, and she's very blushy.
Lucky Break gives that "I told you so" look to Pigwing.
Pat, 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 pat. And he looks up. Don't stop looking at me.
Double
Although
Cross
Pigwing has seen the
almost
"I told
finds
you
this
so"
entire
look.
situation kind of adorable.
Although based on the earlier part of the campaign, Pigwing has probably seen the "I told you so" looks plenty.
Plenty. Mr. and Mrs. By the way, I actually didn't catch that. Double cross.
I said, watching this whole thing unfold, you'd probably find it kind of adorable.
Duck
Yeah.
is a short host, and she is very enamored with her big, strong nightly stallion, bird stallion. That one, hippogriff. Penguin is a hippogriff
mean,
too.
comparatively speaking, yes, you are.
You should see their drawing.
Oh yes, you want to see what's happening at the table right now? Except probably the dialogue is not the same.
Probably not the same now. Okay. Certainly.
All right. All right, you forced my hand. Now I gotta go get it. All right, I have it here. It's this one. Bonk, bonk. And I'm gonna paste it in to found an empire. This is pretty much what's happening.
That's adorable.
Yes. And he is.
Except I think Penguin's probably got more of a embarrassed look on his face right now.
Yes. Well, he's like weird. He thinks it's weird. Because he just like didn't want to tell her that he like lost the wrestle or whatever. Rather, she was just more impressed that he had attempted. Yeah, she thinks it's very, very, very brave of him. And then she kind of pulls from Pingwing's bag like a big book, and it's a huge book, and it's one that Pingwing wrote, and it just has the word Snowbook V.1 on the outside of it, and she shows it.
V.1.
Yeah, V.1. Shows it to the table. And look, he's been working very hard on spells too. And he shows the book and starts flipping through it. I don't know what any of these say, but look.
Double Cross would have no clue what any of them say either.
We have so much in common. Duck gets up and goes over and gives Double Cross a hug. Unprompted.
She's a little surprised and caught off guard by the random hug, but all things considered, she just accepts it and hugs back.
Is it spellcraft or knowledge arcana to know what they say?
Spellcraft. DC is usually I think 15 plus half double the spells level.
Yeah.
So for all the level level 1 spells would be like DC 17. All the level 2 spells would be DC 18.
19.
Or 19, sorry.
18, 19, 20.
I think you need read magic as well would help you understand it.
Read magic just gives you the thing. It doesn't really help you with the roll.
Yeah, I know. It just tells you what it is.
Yeah, I don't have read magic, so I gotta use spellcraft. Which I'll probably fail, so... Yep.
Yeah.
No idea what those are.
Pingwing is like kind of blushing and just saying, yeah, it was just something I've been putting together, because I thought it was probably something that we needed. And then,
Sorry, guys. My computer crashed.
Oh, welcome back.
I thought it was
Oh,
on
good.
the silent.
Yeah.
Mecha, Duck has been showing off Pingwing's feats of excellence, and also has put the book on the table, showing his spells and stuff like that. And Pingwing is just like, he feels weird because he's not used to the praise, and like he's just like, oh, okay, but and he's looking like desperately kind of around the table at this point. I know that.
Figured out some.
Claire's in the other room. Oh no. Lucky Break is really good at songs and stuff. Maybe you should focus on him. He's really good at them.
She would look around the
Much
table.
better than he is at diplomacy.
She would look around the table. Let's see. I've met Lucky Break. I've met Pingwing. I've met Mecha. I've met Roderick, and she would sort of squint at him.
I was like, I need. All right, now it's my time. Roderick walked forward and is like, okay, I guess I must explain myself. Roderick pulls a coin out of his pocket. The city is very dangerous, and so you've got to be careful. And I had to make sure you were safe. I was going to give you the watch back and hand it back to you, but it seems you're more prepared than I expected. Come on, now I got my roll.
Shit. I was trying to see how much shit he was full of.
Oh, I also got. I got to roll that too, don't I?
Yeah, bluff.
No. Absolutely, you won't know it.
Okay. Well, after that speech,
What
Mecha
are
would-
you sleighting of hand for, though?
I was hiding. Part of the sleight of hand is you can use it as perform, and I was making the coin disappear in my hand.
You're
Okay.
doing magic.
Yeah. After that speech, Mecha would give Roderick a hug. He says, "You're just the best little guy ever, aren't you?"
Roderick being extremely small is being hugged. Is like, no, stop, no. This is not right. I am proud. Do not insult my ancestry.
She would continue to look around the table, and her eyes would land on Guiding. She's like, I have not been introduced to you yet, I do not believe.
Oh, she's the one who sets things on fire, including herself. I told you about her. She's one of the sane ones.
This would get a raised eyebrow from Double Cross.
Guiding will give Mecha a look at that.
Suffice to say, my knowledge of you all has been brought to you by Mecha. Please enlighten me.
Yeah, Mecha gives a smile and frogs up at Guiding.
I'm normally working as a painter in Vil, unless the Queen Regent calls upon me. At that point, well, I do whatever she demands, including, and she sets herself on fire.
Do you set yourself on fire at the dinner table?
Yes.
Hold on.
Don't worry, it doesn't hurt or anything.
No. That's not what I'm.
She
is going to. Hold on. Pretty good at this, so she might be able to prevent herself from falling out of her chair. She manages to prevent herself from falling out of her chair. And she just make her jump, and her chair just starts falling backwards.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She
dismisses
didn't
the flames
expect
again.
She didn't expect that. It's like, oh, so that's what Mecha meant.
Yep.
Well, if you want to meet everybody, I guess I'll have to introduce my little friends as well.
Oh yeah, no, them.
Oh, you have a little friend?
Yeah.
Are we talking little like penguin over there, or? And she's actually referring to the penguin. She keeps forgetting his name because the player keeps forgetting his name. Gunther.
Actually, I think yes.
Smaller, actually.
Oh.
I think. Hang on, let me check what their actual size category is. They are tiny.
They're actually the same size penguin. Or
Yep.
Gunther.
Because Gunther is tiny, I believe.
No, he's a small animal.
I thought
Or
Gunther
should
was.
be. If it's a penguin, they're small animals. They're not tiny. But I don't know. Maybe he is.
I pictured it as tiny because she pictured it as smaller than her, and she's like 2 feet tall.
Oh. Oh.
She's small. Double Cross is of the small size category.
I see.
She is not a medium creature.
Oh, no, yeah.
She is quite
Ina-
literally a pygmy hippogriff.
Actually, Ina is correct. Regular penguins are small size.
Guiding will open a rift in the plains, and a bunch of tiny, what appear to be fire elementals at first glance, will drop out.
She wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a fire and an earth elemental if it was staring her straight in the face, so it's fine.
Well, I'll drop a picture of them in Discord so you can see. What they
Tiny fire gnomes.
Yes. Are you aware of the Terry Pratchett's Discworld?
Am I aware of that?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Then I'll just drop it in chat in a moment.
When you summon them, they'll probably take one look at the food and descend upon it, unless you tell them otherwise.
Well, there goes dinner.
I don't think she's gonna be fast enough.
Double Cross is going to be like, what are they doing? Oh, there goes our dinner.
I guess Lucky Break has a real issue with them eating. No,
I don't feel like we have much of a choice.
I mean, they're only going to do it for like a few seconds.
She's gonna they're gonna be there for a couple of seconds, but she's gonna try to stop them after the first few.
So it's a bunch of little tiny fire gnomes with swords.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes. They're called the Necmac Feagle.
Matt, I just PM'd you in a.
Yep.
Do I have to get the bucket? She calls from the other room at the sound.
Just as you probably get into that point, they will probably then disappear back to the realm they come from.
They probably have pillaged quite a bit of food. Yes. Guy will apologize for that.
Lucky Break will say, "Oh, it's all right. It was meant to be." So
They have an interesting religion. If you ever want to talk to them about that, is all she's got to comment on that one.
Interesting.
They believe they have died.
okay.
It's weird. Yeah,
Gunter and Penguin.
they believe they have died and gone to heaven.
Interesting.
Also interesting.
What is Tiramisu doing with all the playing and having fun?
She's going to continue to look around. She's like, well, that seems to be everyone. I feel like someone's missing.
If the only one you haven't really talked to out of character is Claire, and she's in the other room.
True.
But yeah, what is Bebe doing?
Just playing around,
Being a baby.
doing things that babies do.
Yay, good.
Doing baby things.
And
well-
while she's there,
Like giggling,
gonna-
sounding cute, booping your nose, pooping in their diaper.
yeah, she's just gonna make sure she's nice and healthy too.
Claire is a resident alchemist. if I remember correctly.
Herbalist more than alchemist.
Right.
Or
Close enough. Potato,
I-
potato.
yeah, I'm trying to think of the actual term, but it's escaping my mind.
Chirurgeon.
There we go.
It's like apples and oranges.
Guiding has no idea what that is, so she's gonna call you either a herbalist or an alchemist. Possibly both at some point. Yeah, she treats people and heals people, and she also knows how to, fight.
Oh. We'll have to be like, well, my specialty is making little mechanical objects. I am also pretty proficient at making weapons as well when necessary.
Ooh. What kind of weapons?
I have the background skill thing is throwing me off. Hold on. Okay. She does have craft weapons. I just wanted to make sure I did put that in there. Well, primarily weapons for myself, and she would reach into her saddlebag and pull out a crossbow. A rather large crossbow. Well, relatively speaking.
That looks intimidating.
It did at the orphanage too. And she would laugh.
Luke can be taken in so many different ways.
I think you'll fit right in. I want to point out that Guiding doesn't carry any weapons at this moment and looks extremely overdressed. As she generally does. Oh, Matt, did you get to building the changeable thing?
Work in progress.
Ah, I see.
I said that and didn't realize how it came out until after I said it.
There you go.
1D guiding light.
At the moment, Guiding looks like this.
Recovering slowly. She definitely didn't mean that in a way like she's raided an orphanage with her crossbow or anything like that.
It sounds like you burned one down, yes.
That was not her intent.
And Penguin, if you want to freak out or whatever, you're.
Actually, question for out of character Penguin. Wasn't Penguin in an orphanage too?
Yes, and Duck. They both grew up in the same orphanage.
Hmm.
Also, what about freaking out?
Note the chat log.
Oh, oh boy, there's a lot.
There's very little chance that Penguin and Mecha ever went to the same school, but apparently they had similar experiences in that Penguin was bullied and Mecha knew a kid who was bullied in a similar way.
This would be heard, and Penguin would look immediately back over to the room, and Duck would give Penguin a look, like, no, you're gonna stay right there, mister, and it's like completely silent and just them looking at each other, and Duck actually goes back, okay, I'll check on it, and she opens the door. What?
Oh. You have a little angel in here. I've had no issues with this one.
And she blinks. Oh, yeah, she's very cute. And watch this. And she hops in the room and starts walking around. And Tiramisu starts looking and smiling and trying to follow her mom like a little duckling.
she would, at the sight of the child, she tuck her crossbow back in her bags. When
Oh, you
she's
had
in
a
town,
crossbow.
she keeps her weapons hidden away when she's in town.
A sensible choice.
She picks up and
She also appears to be wearing what looks like a bandolier, but there's nothing in it at the moment. Again, you could probably assume for the same reason.
She picks up tiramisu and looks at Claire upwards because Claire is a lot bigger than she is. And
Yeah,
points-
Claire is. How big is she again? Big, I think.
and
Claire's 5 feet. Yeah.
yeah, she
There's a big pony.
She looks up and she points back toward the table. You're being more antisocial than Pingwing. You should come to dinner.
Well, I didn't want to have the little one get fussy. They tend to with some foods they can't have. So.
Huh. Nose up in the air.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's being a little jealous one.
I see
Little
Billy
jelly-
jealous.
And
Oh yeah.
she looks
Well,
down.
the baby, the puppy.
And then another voice from Duck's pack kind of pokes a little beak out,
Of course.
and a tiny duck start. This is the schizophrenia episode, let me tell you. And a little duck starts speaking. He's just a little fed up. He is. Look at him. And a little wig points out toward Gunter, who honks back. Honk, 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 honk. Oh, don't you have that tone with me, eh? Come on.
Okay. Well, we're gonna be
Double
seeing
Cross-
things anyway, says Mecha, and she pulls
Double
out a
Cross is
bottle
gonna
of
pause and be
liquid.
like, "How many small creatures does he have?"
Duck comes back and she puts tiramisu on her back.
Well, I have.
This is Dolan, and she pulls out a very, very small duckling-looking one, and he kind of just rolls his eyes. Oh, that's me. I'm Dolan. Hello, nice to meet you and all that. Yeah. First impressions and whatnot.
And this is also one of my little ones.
And she points toward Tiramisu, who gives baby noises because baby.
And that over there in the corner
And Gunter puts up his beak.
is Gunter, and that's Pingwings.
And Pingwing.
I would have met Gunter. He's the one who drugged me here in the first place.
Uh-huh.
And Pingwing just kind of like shuffles a little bit, and Duck points to him.
And that's also my little one. And his name is Pingwing.
He's like 2 feet taller than her.
Yeah.
Still her little one. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
Oh, Double Cross is going to call over to Gunter and be like, "Oh, I have those goggles that you wanted."
And Dolan just kind of Dolan rolls his eyes, and Pingwing just says, "That's not very nice." And he wanders over. He looks all smug, and looks over. He said, "At least somebody appreciates me." And he goes over. He puts up. How much are you charging for them?
Well, since she's joining the group, she's eating the cost.
Yes. And he gives you a penguin hug and looks to everybody else. All right, you're free to think that, Gunter. And he is he's acting like now he's your familiar now.
It's funny too because I actually have handle animal as a class skill, but I haven't put ranks into it.
Gunter is no mere animal. He is a familiar.
Yes.
He has a mind of
He's
his
your
own.
familiar though.
Yes, he is. I'm just saying he has a mind of his own with his int score of 9 and also every knowledge skill.
Yeah.
Most animals
Anyway.
only have like an int score of like a 1 or 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's very smart.
As Claire walks in or sits at the table and starts eating, she'll be like, "Ah, that's the one I haven't met yet."
She just there's a fleck of the ear, but she's generally still being quiet. Though you do see the nightmare pendant on her around her neck. A bit of a cold wrought iron.
Oh yeah, Lucky Break's house would have the iconic, a lot of decent amount of iconic.
Iconography.
Iconography, yes.
Thank you for his own deity around.
There'll be a lot of Lestat around.
A lot of hearts.
And yeah, Duck is really liking it, and she's talking
This
about.
doesn't help the impression of Lucky Break that Mecca has given her, but she's chosen to just not say anything.
Oh, if there's those Tata things around, Duck is looking at those, and she starts noticing it.
Lestat be praised.
She says as she puts up her hooves.
Oh gosh.
She has
Lucky
to
Break smiled. I mean,
But Double Cross has decided just to keep some of her thoughts to herself. Because it in her mind, she feels like Mecca might have over-exaggerated some aspects of things.
So how many?
Yeah,
I was
likely.
gonna ask after a moment of the silence. So how many times have you thought about running for the door, screaming? I
We
can
just
see
directed toward
toward
like.
the Double Cross here. The fact that she's just sort of been very quietly weighing her and sort of appraising her.
They whisper behind the backs of us crazy ones. I told ya.
I just prefer to listen.
Like, I feel like it might be rude if I say.
I asked.
You all are an interesting bunch.
Mhm.
And Duck is
Certainly
also...
will provide for a very entertaining lifestyle, I suppose.
And Duck is very curious.
What do you think? Tell us what you think. I know something's on your mind, friend. Should we play Truth or Dare?
She thinks.
After dinner.
Oh dear.
Pingwing's already like
Trying
looking
to
around.
play.
Does anybody have more alcohol?
Yeah. Mecca offers you a bottle of, let's say, Chartreuse liquid.
Did you make this liquid?
Yes, but it is
No, thank
technically
you.
alcohol. Okay. I take a sip myself, but
Technically.
I don't want to drink anything that you say is technically anything.
really?
Yes.
Because I gotta say that
I
about
mean-
a lot of stuff.
I know.
Technically, her tea tastes better than it looks.
What?
That is not reassuring.
No. No,
She would
no.
shrug. It would have been rude for me not to try it.
he wants to. She wants to have us try a number of different things, and they're very scary. And she says that they're technically these things, and then wind up exploding inside of you or something.
It only happened like once.
And
No.
he tip taps his claws as Duck kind of blinks. She thinks the whole situation is kind of silly.
And that's why Pinkling owns a school. Because he's very smart about these things, and he's just very careful, aren't you?
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, you don't say a lot of things, do you? Boop.
She boops him.
Boop.
Couple talk.
And Claire's just sitting there as this. It's not quite a dark grin, but it's a I love the snorts of disbelief here. I love the snorts of disbelief, and someone's hacking up their lunch. Oh God! But it's I guess would be grim amusement, almost.
Grim amusement.
Definitely.
Well, let's be
Definitely an
honest. The nightmare is
interesting
a
bunch.
relatively reserved deity.
True.
The nightmare?
I mean,
Relatively.
she can be intense at most, but there are obviously.
Hmm. Yeah, we've seen Claire intense, and that's when she's nearly killed people by accident.
Yeah. If she offers to knock you out, don't go there.
Why?
Well, we've had to. I've had to adjust.
Let me rephrase. Why would I ask anyone to knock me out?
There's a lot of things that unfortunately we've had to deal with that probably for the less mentally fortitude, those with a little bit of a lesser mental fortitude have
She'll give a sideways
decided
glance
to,
to Pingwing.
wanted to blank. Say what you will of him, where she notices the look. He is remarkably resilient in that remark.
Oh, he has knocked people out.
No, I haven't. And Duck's like, big eyes go all big.
Wow. I've never
Yeah,
seen
what the
Pingling
fuck?
fight before. How does he fight?
With fervor.
Is he brave?
He tries to be, and I do notice the attempts.
I'm not. And he's like looking like left and right, and Duck goes over and hugs him.
Oh, nonsense. You're the bravest hippogriff I know.
No offense. And she looks over to Double Cross.
It's fine, you hardly know me.
Yes.
That sounds like an absolute challenge.
Oh,
Lucky Break will just smile.
it's like,
Guiding will not point out that one of the people he knocked out was Roderick.
Yeah, no, Roderick scrunch his face. And,
I will say, it seems like giving Pingwing that look as if he's somewhat familiar.
Matt, was everything okay with you? Matt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Pingling is just like looking nervous. He's not gonna address it. He's like he sees like people stare at him. He gets nervous.
Okay, she notices.
She's not overly, she's not staring, but every time she looks in Pingwing's direction, you get that sense that it's almost that look of, you look oddly familiar.
What's wrong? God, names.
Double Cross.
Double cross.
What do you mean?
Well, every time you look at Penguin, you look
Curious.
yes, not like you've seen a ghost, but like
Like you've seen somebody you've seen before.
I haven't seen you before. I'm sorry.
Like, yeah. I have a feeling he and I were at the same orphanage.
ooh.
Was out the same orphanage as him, so do you recognize Buck at all?
If you were talking about the same orphanage that they were, there was a number of people there. There was Penguin, there was Duck, there was a pirate bird named Lovebird Macaw. There was also a if it was Duck's orphanage, it would be headed up by a flutter pony who looks like a bee named Honeycomb.
remember, flutties aren't.
Well, yeah.
Probably a Pegasus at this point because there are no.
Okay. No flutter ponies. Then it would be a Pegasus then.
Pegasus named Honeycomb.
A Pegasus
Not spawned yet. Other than
just an interesting thought.
Hi, I'm Alice.
Nothing bad, of course.
And Duck has just like kind of gone like her eyes all big.
Oh gosh. Did you ever get parents, friend? I don't know who you are, but
And she kind of thinks,
I was never chosen for parents. Also,
And she kind of thinks a little bit.
wait,
She looks at tiramisu.
was I a baby like that at one point?
She thinks.
What?
And
Yes.
Pingwing just kind of pat.
Yes.
No, you're fine. And she like nuzzles. Duck seems to be having an existential crisis.
I've initiated an existential crisis.
Well, because here's the thing: is that Duck doesn't know that people just have parents. She thinks that everybody gets chosen for parents because of her orphanage, and then she's like putting 2 and 2 together right now because tiramisu came out of her. She's just like, wait a second, like.
Are you Goku?
It's like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh.
This is great. He's freaking Goku in this respect, I swear. Goku didn't even know what kissing was when he had Gohan.
Duck believes many things. Duck really, truly, she's quacking all the time. She quacks constantly, and she has been this entire dinner. I hope you know, because she believes that she's a duck. She's not a duck. She
But
sure
she
as hell
believes
believes she is one.
Oh my goodness.
You built some really strange characters.
Yeah.
I love it.
So do I.
Dolan is on the table looking for bread.
There's
No,
some
he won't
cookies.
say it.
Yeah, if he's scrounging or whatever, she's gonna say there's some cookies in the other room. Tiramisu was enjoying them with me.
Oh, thank you. Flutter.
Now that he's gone, Claire's gonna ask, "What's with the talking duck?"
What? What do you mean?
And she smiles.
Well, I mean, Gunter can talk. Can he?
No, he quacks. He hunks.
See, you see?
Gunter honks.
Yeah.
Hop, hop.
Why can? Oh God, what was his name?
Dolan.
Dolan.
And she like tilts her head as if this is absurd.
Well, all ducks talk, silly.
Right. She turns to Pingwing. How can he talk?
And Pingwing just no, don't drag me into this.
Guy, gonna look around the table finding help.
Lucky Break
Several theories.
He doesn't really understand regular animals all that much.
Double Cross is just stuffing her face to have an excuse not to speak.
As he doesn't have knowledge nature, so he barely understands regular animals, so
I mean, I could build a robot duck that could talk, probably. And I have some economical experience that might result in something like that, but I am not blamed for this one.
Are you sure?
I feel like
you didn't
feel
pour
like
any
you're
of
to
your
blame.
experimentation into the sewer or something?
Oh, no, not at all. Like I have
We always
no
dispose of
confidence
that stuff.
like that isn't the case. Like I am not certain at all that I didn't dump a bunch of reagents into the sewer and cause some sort of
I am
mutation like this.
absolutely positively not 100%, only 99.9% sure I didn't dump anything down the sewers.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you were getting from.
Right.
Yeah.
And now everyone is skeptical. Dun dun dun.
Always have been.
Promising. So what are you feeding us, Lucky Break?
Yes, what is
I mean, Lucky Break knows how to bake. Has not taken a lot of because between his own job and the adventures, he has only learned how to bake 2 things.
So it'll probably be other store-bought stuff and
Store-bought raviolis.
yeah,
And bread.
yeah.
Is there
Maybe
any kind of meat?
He knows that.
Well, ponies do eat meat in this, so
I mean,
Well,
he knew.
She would figure that since there is at least presumably one other griffin that eats meat in the group.
He knew that Roderick and Penguin were both coming over. And Lucky Break would at least know Penguin does because he lived with Penguin.
It's partial to fish. He doesn't really, not too much of a fan of anything else, really.
All right, let me tell you the work. You can just buy a chicken, buy one of those chicken stews that are light on the chicken. They make those in inns.
So he probably would have bought fish. There's some fish.
Perfect. She's content.
Are we near water? Just for your own sake, and the sake of your wallet.
it'd probably be like
Are we
salmon
near-
or something like that.
Are we near any place close that can get fish? Because that'd be expensive.
I'm afraid you're in the middle of land. They can get fishing, but it is expensive. But Lucky probably would be able to afford it.
Well, is there like any? I thought there was like rivers and things nearby. I know we like certainly had that one river with piranhas in it, not too far away.
Oh yeah, but that was a few days travel.
Yeah.
So,
There's a big fat piranha sitting on her plate now.
so you can get fish, but it is more expensive.
But again, like Lucky he's got the cushy job, so
You can afford it.
By cushy, what do you mean?
he is a diplomat.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not in the city as often as the others.
Yeah, he's often doing, and help advancing the Queen Regent's will.
Fair enough.
You probably would have been at the palace assisting with the ongoing stuff with the Turks tribes.
Yeah.
You would know that probably in a day or two that you guys will probably be sent out again. You are sworn to secrecy at the moment, so you can't tell them much. But you know that you guys will probably be leaving soon.
Yeah, that's why Lucky Break is throwing. We'll say that's why Lucky Break is throwing this party because we're gonna have to do terrible things.
Maybe so, but earlier today I went out and did some shopping for some stuff, and I got some neat things. One I think will be pretty fun. And he pulls out a wand, and I got to roll. God damn it! I'm no longer a paladin, so I actually need to use magic.
Yep.
Yep. I have an excess of those. I have an excess skill points, and that's why I put it in. But
Just don't roll it. No.
at least it doesn't expend any.
No, keep shaking. There we go.
There we go. we
Keep
go.
shaking, keep shaking.
The thing is, it's not meant to be used in the middle of combat, so it's not that bad of a problem. You see Roderick, who was sitting on his chair, get smaller.
Oh god.
He is now tiny.
All right, I think
Wait,
I think I might have this.
so he was small, now he's tiny, and if I remember correctly, Roderick has an ability that allows him to fit through spaces
Even a size smaller. So now I can fit to what's smaller than tiny diminutive?
Fine.
Fine.
No. It goes for it goes medium, small, tiny, diminutive, fine. I only know that 'cause I have my tiny griffin character. Like.
So I can fit through diminutive.
Lucky Break will. Lucky Break is kind of impressed.
I think you can fit through keyholes.
I think so.
Double cross is gonna be like, oh my god, he got smaller.
Diminutive, there's actually like a sizing thing from it. So fine is usually 0 to 6 inches. It's I think the Pathfinder thing from it. Which realistically I think it should be because like diminutive is like smaller than a house cat. Fine would be like pixie level, like a couple inches at most.
Like most mice are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe not a keyhole, but certainly like a mouse hole and things like that.
Okay, mouse help. I mean, if you got grease cast on you and Claire did some pushing, you might get through.
I
No, not
actually have
Uh,
grease.
Shonk.
I almost want to see that now.
I mean, there's a chance, like depending on how things go, there's a chance. I say the ability class feature.
Oh, Lucky
No, no.
Break will.
But yeah, he is tiny.
There it is.
Well, at least I'm not having to make a watch for him.
Question. I might have this. I'd recognize it if it's in my spell book already. This is reduced person, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Or
We
fey.
had, yeah, we made a discussion about to make sure that it's Fey, which it technically makes it stronger than it, but no one's busting it.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything what is has the keyword humanoid is considered to have Fey instead.
Yeah, I figured. That's usually what I do for my campaigns. It's just like, this is a pony game. like
It does mean things like hold person will not work on humanoids unless you purposely state it's hold person, but you're unlikely to get that spell given humanoid isn't too common.
Mhm.
but yeah, I could fit through some pretty ridiculous spaces, and even now, even more.
Lucky Break will say. It's like, well, this is. So after the dinner starts winding down. Once the dinner starts winding down, Lucky Break will bid. It's probably gonna start getting late soon. Lucky Break will saying it was nice having all of you over.
Honk.
See most of you tomorrow. Though. Tomorrow or the next day, Matt said.
Probably the day when we leave, unless anybody's going to do anything specific, I imagine.
Probably not. I think that's why I want to get all the specific stuff out of the way and then give you guys a chance to sort of roleplay during your downtime. Unless there's anything dire people want to do or want to say to other people's characters, then what will happen is we will actually start Act 3.
Dun dun dun.
All right.
Oh, was that book 2? Okay.
No. We haven't. No, this is Book 2, Act 3.
Oh, I see.
It's like Sonic Green Hills Act 3.
I have joined you for Act 3.
I'm gonna as we depart from the Lucky's place, I will take Mecha to the side and will tell her that the her concoction did indeed fail.
Thought it might. Well, working against divine magic, and that's always a bit tricky, you know?
No,
I was
Fine,
hoping
we'll
like,
just
the
test it
intent
again
that would have helped some, but it didn't look like it. Best to avoid fertility festivals in the future.
Might be a good idea, yes.
Fertility festivals.
Well, I don't know whether you are aware of the background out of character.
Not in particular, but
Okay.
considering it's Lestada,
Yes.
it doesn't
Yes.
surprise me.
Like the background, Lucky Break's background is Lestrada is his mother.
So yeah, we got a demigod on the party who's pretty much useless.
He's not.
During fights.
Well, as a demigod, he's pretty much useless.
I'm afraid Lustrata doesn't produce demigods.
Yeah.
I mean,
She just produces lots of children.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I had to step away.
You know who
Yeah.
else
She loves
produces
all of
lots
them
of children?
equally.
Shut up! Don't stop!
I mean, Lucky Break's apotheosis feat has him marked as a future deity, but that's not obviously a
What did Duck say? I completely missed that.
I don't know, what did she say? She just like nudged Penguin.
You know who else creates a lot of children?
Penguin was like, no, stop, shut up.
Let Tana be praised.
Oh God.
Oh dear.
He is
All
really
right.
nice.
So I think with your with introductions done and the dinner time coming to an end, what will happen next would be that you guys are called to the palace to have a meeting with the Queen Regent and General Moonshadow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like a formal meeting or an informal one?
If you ask the person there, they will tell you to expect to travel.
Okay, Claire would come with kitten armor then.
She would, if you tell Double Cross this, she would come completely kitted out.
Well, you wouldn't actually get a letter, Double Cross, because you are not known to the palace currently.
Yeah, it's mostly that Mecha will invite you to tag along after we get the message.
Fair enough.
Quick question.
When you, sorry, was you about to say something, Roderick?
Days of downtime do we take? Question.
Roger
So,
just
again?
wants to see how many times he can steal stuff from me.
Roger
Oh.
Front has his downtime.
Sorry. I've got 3 weeks.
All right, that's enough. I wanted to ask. All right, I want to retrain one of my traits, but it's not a racial trait. I don't know if that's a thing.
Generally speaking, you can't retrain your traits because they're to do with your upbringing. You can't change where you grew up.
Yeah.
The reason why is because my thing has two cantrip spells, and it's kind of made redundant by the item.
Racial.
So
One of the items I got that I sent you makes redundant one of the traits that I have for a cantrip spell that I can do once.
Yeah, that's the thing on traits they have.
Yeah, traits can't normally be retrained.
I really just want to ask if I could basically just swap out one cantrip for another. It's the same trait. It's just I want to swap out
No.
Approved. Nice. So you can retrain a racial trait. Okay.
You can retrain racial, but that's it.
All
I
right.
also need to. Speaking of traits, I haven't done traits for my character yet.
Yeah, like I said, I want to keep the trait. I just want to change what's going on with that.
Oh, you want to change what cantrip you do?
I'm offered two. I want to keep one of them, but the other one is basically Mage Hand is made redundant with the item I just got.
Okay. You're going to have to probably do the whole spending 20 consecutive days, so you're not going to have 20 consecutive. I don't think.
Well, you said 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, that's 21 days.
21.
Well, it's 24.
14.
Pay for it.
Oh, no, wait, yeah, weeks are different length.
That's why I also want to ask who could train me to learn trait.
That would be Duck. He could do that as a equivalent caster. Or Penguin can, yeah.
I mean, there is a school about this.
Yeah, there is a school about this.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have to pay. I mean, technically speaking, there is a cost you have to pay for doing this. Train.
Yeah, like a lot of it's kind of sticks. I'm retraining and I need someone to teach me. And all I need is someone to teach me how to do a cantrip. Of course, I can only do it once per day, but still.
Oh,
How often is sparks come up? It's a nice little thing for a distraction that I want. Mage and with the item I got, Mage Hand is a moot point.
all right. So.
For out of character purposes, I got a nexus of Mage Hand that basically lets me cast Mage Hand.
If you do the retraining, you have to pay Pigwin's costs at his school, because he gets to choose whether he charges you the full amount or his costs.
All right, so how much is it for 20 days of education, my friend?
20 days, how many weeks is that?
3
weeks.
3 weeks. So if you're just training, do you need like a spell book or anything like that, or what
I am learning one. I'm learning one quick cantrip, and I'm not even learning it the proper way.
Yeah, it's 7 gold pieces for every 2 weeks of training. So he'll just give you that 3rd week for whatever. It's just 7 gold pieces.
All right. All right. I'll pay for 4 weeks. It's fair.
If you're learning a new different spell for something, that would be under spells known, which is 2 days per spell level, or 1 for a cantrip.
This is retraining as the retraining skill, not normal spells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we're using the racial feat, the racial trait, because it's the closest in resemblance.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know, it would normally cost at your current level 800 gold to retrain.
800 gold to retrain a trait?
Yeah. Because it's
Steel, you were wondering the value of this school, were you?
I'm just letting it's 10 times your level times the number of consecutive days.
It's just a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's really just a cantrip.
Yeah, Penguin's being very gracious because he travels with you, and also it's just a cantrip. Like, if it was more advanced, like, he'd certainly, like, probably do a little bit more, but, like, just because, like, he has to take time away from his family and stuff.
Jeez, looking forward to getting my goddamn, like, Shawl of Life, because that's basically 10 HP it's going to be cheaper than the frickin' retraining. Holy mother.
You'll have this one if I ever need your help for, forwarding something or something like that.
Don't worry. Roderick, put this paw on your shoulder. Hey, no. Roderick has connections that will if you need anything. And you get 20 gold pieces.
20?
Yeah, it's 14, but I think at least I'll give you that extra bonus because 800 gold pieces.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people were aware of the actual cost of this.
Yeah. This isn't directed at you, but that's bullshit.
This is the retraining rules, also.
That's expensive as hell.
But that's okay. I'm happy with Lucky Break's traits, so.
Yeah,
all right.
You're absolutely measly and benevolent. May you not roll any ones against us. And you just see with his hands clasped together, just praying. Thank you.
All right.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, my cat disappeared, and then I found him. He's tucked away in his little cat house, and I didn't see him. It's like, where did he go? Anyway. Have I missed anything overly dramatic?
Nothing overly dramatic. So do you guys,
Is this cheese any good? No, it's lawful good.
Okay, I will give you guys the option. Do you want to start the opener now, or do you want to start it next week so you don't have to try and remember it for a week?
Let's start it now.
That
would be my vote, but-
All right. I'll do a recap if we need to next week anyway. So, you are called to the palace. Double Cross, Mecca decides to see if you want to come along as well. I mean,
I'd invite her after we the palace. I'm not inviting her to the palace.
Okay, that's fine. So, you're all called to a meeting with the Queen Regent and General Moonshadow. You are not taken to the throne room, you're taken to more the war room. As you come in and gather, the general will go, all right, we've been through the reports, and the young ponies who came back with you from Tervs have been very helpful in filling in some blanks. I believe when we've not only identified where the Gemnol King is, but also how his escape mechanism works. He then continues, with thousands of battle-ready ponies joining the fight from Terv's tribes, we can really make a difference here. They may not be the most disciplined of troops, but they have numbers, ferocity, and experience. So we're going to try and eliminate the Gemnol King once and for all.
Lucky Break will say, very well. He's like, very well.
Yeah, this is the best course of action, and without their leader, the Gemnol should dissipate and no longer become a major concern. And hopefully we'll start fighting amongst each other once again.
I mean, if he has to mutter a command word for it, you should probably have a wizard front post and cast something like silence just in his area, because then he can't say it.
It is not a command word as far as I'm aware.
I thought that's what they were saying it was. Like he just kind of muttered something or some command word, and then he.
It has a contingency spell with Word of Recall. Remember, we had that.
You have to utter
So
the word.
basically,
So if you're in silence, you can't utter the word.
Not with contingency. It's whenever a certain situation happens.
Contingency makes it to where it triggers when a certain thing happens.
We believe it's an item which is activated. He activates it earlier during the day, and then obviously if the contingency kicks in, it recalls them. But the gem will go on to explain that the plan that Night Blessing has provided some directions and information on a route that will allow a small group to penetrate the Gemnol's territory using tunnels underground. I will say now, it will not be safe or easy, but it will avoid all of the Gemnol's armies. So it will be a lot safer than traveling above ground.
Okay.
What will happen, you'll need to follow this route, and it will take you to the old ruined temples that we believe the Gemnol King uses as a base. And then you will need to wait out a signal. Wait out a signal. Wait out. There. Then you will need to wait out of sight. There we go. I can't read. Wait out of sight until a predetermined date, and we're going to give you a. That's going to be 1 week from today. At this time, we plan. There'll be a coordinated attack against where we believe the Gemnol King is. He should then attempt to retreat to his home, and when he does, that is where you will be ready to take care of him.
Lucky Big, slight pause and then nods.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, my mistake. I misread what it was. You need to get into the old temple and destroy the orb of Mathis, which is the place in the central room there. The orb is what the Gemnol King's recall takes him to. So if it's destroyed, he will be trapped where he is. and the armies will be able to take care of him. Got it mixed up. I knew that I could remember you had a fight something, but I forgot what it was. With the orb destroyed, it will at least take a few days for the for it to reach the rest of the gem knolls that the king has been defeated. But once it has been, once it gets back to his forces, they should dissipate.
Lucky Break will nod. And,
Okay.
How will we be able to communicate to you that the job is done, if you, or at least to the troops that are out in the field to make sure?
Well, that one will have to trust that you are capable of what you are achieving. If you should fail, then the Gem Knoll King will escape, and we may not get another opportunity of this. It is a risk, but we have to attempt something, and it is our best chance.
Lucky Break will pause for a brief moment and said, "Very well."
Well, you kind of knew partly this anyway, Lucky. Is you've been sort of a little bit in on this.
He still doesn't like it, but at this point, he's kind of accepted that if we're going to seek any peace with the Gem Knolls, this is kind of an inevitability. If he wants to seek any form of diplomacy, this is kind of something that has to be done. So
he does say to the group, Lucky here has the directions to the point, and they will be your guide once you get underground.
Okay. And the orb itself, I take it is like uniquely identifiable.
The orb is said to be a large glass sphere built atop of a small stone pillar. The sphere swirls with silvery energy and glows slightly. That is as much information we've got on this orb.
Okay.
We're not expecting once you get in there will be too many guards, as you'll be coming through the back door, so to speak. But once it becomes known that your presence is there, you will need to run.
Yeah.
As you are likely going to be heavily outnumbered, and your skills won't help you with the numbers you'll be dealing with. So your escape, your escape. You need to find a best escape route, and actually no. The general then blows. The general blows her lips, showing her teeth, and then shakes head. No doubt you want to get out alive, and we want you alive too. We have ponies waiting near where you went in, and we also hired a boat around to wait on the coast. Get to the ocean, you'll be safe, or get out of the forest and you'll be safe. We need the army to take out the king, though, so we can't send a rescue party after you. Get the job done, then get out as fast as you can.
Okay.
I do not need dead heroes. I need alive troops.
Lucky Break will say, "I'll do my best to make sure that we all get out."
And no self-sacrificing, she says to everybody.
Running on it.
Alright, Pingling is going to spend some time before we go, just adding one more spell to a spell book and paying for it.
It's like, I went what was that?
Escape Artist. All right. Let's add that one. Or expeditious retreat. That one.
Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to correct that one. That's the one I was waiting for you, like the zoom spell.
Yeah,
Actually,
I have
do I
that potion already.
Do I already have that one? I do not.
Night Blessing will be taking you to the entrance of the underground tunnels. So you'll be accompanying her until you reach the ruins, and at which point she will leave you, and you are to undergo Lucky's guide, who's been working closely with Night Blessing with the route that he will need to take.
Okay.
To break nods.
Lucky, as you know this, so the plan or the route is more of a series of directions and waypoints than any map. So there's no map for you, you've only got directions and waypoints. You know it starts at the surface and some underground docks. There is then a trip down the river on a boat, then leaving the boat at some underground ruins, trekking through some natural caves, before finally reaching the catacombs underneath the temple.
Lucky Break will kind of relay a decent amount of this information to the group, just to make sure that they're all aware of it. Or in the case of the dice, make sure people who are good at survival know it. As Lucky Break has a survival
couple
instinct
of those people.
Which
All right. This is your opportune moment to ask any questions.
What kind of are you aware of any local wildlife that is unique to the region that we should be aware of?
What, in the
In the
temple?
ruins, perhaps.
In the what, sorry?
In the ruins, because if the dogs haven't claimed it, there must be something potentially in there that's keeping them from doing so.
There's nothing in Turv records in regards to what will potentially be down there. So
we don't know what's down there that's keeping them out.
Yeah.
Be prepared for anything.
we do know that some of the tunnels are used by the Gemnolls, but not all of them. So you may encounter Gemnolls occasionally, but you may also encounter other things.
Okay.
The ruins you're going into were created hundreds of years ago, so there's no knowing what still may be down there.
The ruins underneath are still structurally stable as well?
We unsure. There may be points where it's more weaker than others.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out. I can judge
You've
that
got
kind
two
of stuff.
engineers on your team now, so you're fine.
Yeah. Definitely need to bring some pickaxes then. Just in case. Okay.
But you've got a week from today to get into position.
Got it.
Fair enough.
You'll be underground, so I suggest you take something to help you keep track of time.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah.
I mean,
Something to keep track of time, you say.
Well, we just met a watchmaker.
She opens up her jacket. Shing.
you want to buy a watch?
Yeah, you're not here. You're not in the meeting. You're going to be invited along because of what they're saying now.
Yeah, Lucky Break would say that we did get relatively familiar recently with a pony who's good at making timepieces.
You wanna buy a watch?
That's fine. You are free to use whatever resources that you deem necessary to complete the mission.
He nods. Very well.
Everyone shows up at the stall. We need this many watches. She's like, silence.
With that, unless you have any additional questions, the general will will conduct her briefing done, and the Queen Regent will give you her blessing and wishes that she would be able to join the battlefield, but she trusts her generals will get the job done and see it to that the king is eliminated.
Okay. A curious question arises: does it teleport to the gem itself that you know, or to the room?
We believe it's the gem.
Okay.
So if the gem is destroyed, then there's no recall point, which means that he can't retreat.
Okay, so you would rather wish him captured there. Okay.
Well, no, eliminated. Basically, you eliminate the recall point, which means
Yeah, as I said, like basically, rather than us being there to take him after his capture, more or less.
Yeah.
And having the gem with us, it would be. That's what I was just curious about. Like they actually want
Or
to just curious about
destroying the gem.
whether or not. Yeah.
They want us to break the gem so they can gang up on him, and when he tries to teleport out, he can't.
They get one last laugh.
Yeah. So basically, and it gives the armies a boost in morale. That the armies took him out rather than a strike force.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a little bit of a military PR move. Okay, that's what I was curious about. Yeah.
Obviously, you hold the most important part of this, but every component has its importance.
Yeah. Okay.
Any final questions?
Well, actually, there is one question. Are we sure that the gem will break to conventional weapons?
We have a few unconventional weapons.
Everything breaks eventually, even magical items.
Claire would ask for an adamantine spike if they have one.
But they would not be able to just give you something like that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I was just curious, like if they had something that could be designed to I guess we'll probably have to look into a good steel forge something or another to try to hammer through and break it that way.
If I had adamantine, I would have used it to make 0. I don't.
I mean,
Okay.
she can make weapons with the given material, but you'd have to give her the material.
That will take too long. You won't be able to craft link at this moment.
That too.
They're pretty sure that applied enough force to, you will be able to destroy it. It may take a little longer, but you will be able to destroy it. And it's unlikely anyone will realize they're destroying it until after you've done the job.
Okay. Well, I don't have any other questions in regards to things. We just need to get food. The fact that this is completely subterranean means we need to pack enough light as well.
Monkey Break will say, that is fine. I can take care of that.
I still got plenty of torches.
Good thing the player decided to get a torch.
Monkey Break can cast light on his whip as free.
When you are ready, Night Blessing is in the palace grounds and will take you out once you're ready to leave.
Okay. Well, Claire's going to make sure she's got some quick food. This will give us like before we go and depart and all, this will give us a week to think about anything we might need.
No.
Mostly the week is to get there.
No, I'm talking about out of character. The week.
Oh, yeah. You guys got a week to think about
That's why I figured, like, if we're doing something, that's why I figured we were going to the ruins with what the foreshadowing and all.
Yeah.
By saying this now and the fact that we have like a little bit, we could probably quickly grab whatever we want over the week break that we have.
Yeah, you've got about an hour to grab your supplies, get ready to go. Basically.
Yeah.
Harass your new hippogriff.
We had 3 weeks to prepare.
You knew something was coming up anyway, but you didn't know what you were doing.
So you're leaving in an hour.
Yeah. You're expected to head out in an hour. You've got an hour to grab things. So you can't get like massive things crafted or anything. You can go in, grab basic stuff quickly, and then you can get going. So torches, lanterns, that sort of thing you're all fine with.
Yeah, Lucky Brick will just grab the things that he needs for traveling.
Lucky, I want to grab you for a moment as there is some additional stuff you will get as, you were in the planning of this. So I'm going to grab you into the dinner room and I'm going to tell you some extra stuff.
Yay, secret stuff.
So wait, so let's see. What do we want to say about Lucky while he's gone?
I'm not technically there, so.
I'm just a bit sleepy at the moment. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Hey, no, it's
You guys just have to fetch your watchmaker. That's about it.
Alright, how much is a battering ram?
Not a whole lot, but they're incredibly heavy.
Guiding does have a magical lantern.
Okay.
If you were to drag Double Cross along, I do believe I gave her an ever-burning torch as well.
That would be quite impressive because they are not readily available.
Oh, they aren't?
No. Oh, ever-burning torch is. Iron torch isn't.
Yeah, it was just an ever-burning torch, not an ion torch.
That's what I said. Like, we can't get them here. We've tried.
No, iron torches we can't get, but ever-burning torches we can. Because they are just enchanted.
They're just an enchanted torch.
Yeah.
That's all they are. I was gonna say,
so
yeah.
I have something. I have something similar. I have a dusk lantern with a pebble inside that has the continual flame on it.
An ever-burning torch is just a torch with the ever-burning flame on it.
Yeah.
Essentially. Again, she's a traveling engineer, so she travels around. She's got shit with her.
Right, I'm probably I could get the bullseye lantern with that. Would be an option. I just need to see about the thing with continual flame.
I had that made, and it cost me 145 gold pieces.
Yeah, that's a better deal because I just need something that rather than the oil because we're going underground and oil makes smoke.
Yeah, you can have the lantern. You can have the lantern.
I have a lantern. That's the thing. Like I can have.
I mean, in a cave network like that, the amount of smoke that a lantern is going to make insignificant in a cave network.
60 gold to do the spell for that, and I can have the light out to 120 feet, and it'll be 30 feet around, so which is reasonable because the lantern is designed to push light.
Yeah, same for the dusk lantern. That's essentially a modified bullseye lantern.
Yeah.
It helps with creatures that see that have it only creates a 60-foot cone of dim light, and the dusk lantern's red light is imperceptible to creatures relying on dark vision as their sole form of sight.
Hey, I'm back.
Okay, welcome back.
Hello.
Secrets.
Was there anything else out of character that people wanted to ask or double check?
There is one thing in that case. If Lucky Break knew this over the course of the week, there was one thing that he would buy due to Lucky Break being of stature. And he would have tried to acquire horseshoes of speed, something I can't afford.
Yeah, as long as you can afford it. Because you were in the meetings anyway. You could have purchased those sort of things if you want to.
I will do that. Let me double check their price.
3,000.
3,000 gold.
Which is a lot. It's almost everything I have, but
You should have a lot more than that. Because I had like 2,700. So
He
How?
put a bunch of money into other projects.
yeah, look, you're the
I
only one that's not spent anything.
No, I
And
haven't
he
really
has spent a lot. He's invested in a lot of other projects. He invested in the school. He invested in the greenhouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Then yeah, okay. I didn't pay him back
Yeah,
then.
yeah, I've been spending mostly money on everybody else.
Okay, then. Well, just make sure if you want to call your debts whenever, let me know. I will do so.
That's the
I
wrong
don't know
one.
if that's something Lucky Break would do.
No, as I said, if he
It is something I want, but it's something that's not an actual already made item. So I'm just going to talk to Matt about that later.
Let me have a look.
I like something that would more or less be a character thing, but it's something that could be either figured out later. I want to find a way for Lucky Break to gain the ability to like an item, like to be able to use the commune spell. It's a relatively high level spell for this point, but according to the cost thing, it's the cost to have it cast is purchased for spellcast unless the calculator is off. The normal cost for purchasing a scroll of it is 1,125, but I'm more interested in having an item cast at some point.
remember,
Right?
you also have the material cost of 500 too.
Guiding. Yes, you would be able to.
Oh, right. She would have bought that over the 3 weeks.
Um,
Yeah.
Good point. Okay.
would getting that stone or whatever? I was looking at the spell cost was 60 gold to basically have a stone that I could set into my bullseye lantern. Work for things.
A stone.
Yeah, basically with continual light, so that I could have light around me, and with the lantern designed to push it out.
So you basically there's actually an item you can attach to a shield, what allows you to put a lantern into it, what holds it for you. I found it.
No, as I said, I've got one on a thing I can use as well. That's above me, basically. If you've seen how some of the short legs have or some of their stuff, there's something like that I can use. That's what I have basically with my bullseye on.
Okay. I mean, that sounds like it's something you've already got. So
yeah, that's why I just want the stone, which is 60 gold.
What's the stone?
A stone with continual light cast on it, so that I can.
Yeah. So you just want. So you basically be buying an ever burning torch.
Yeah, basically, I already have something else, but yeah, with that, the spell cost is 60 gold with that calculator.
You want to pay somebody to cast an item on craft an item for you.
Basically, cast continual light on a particular item that I'm going to slot into my bullseye lantern. I've already got the bullseye lantern and all that, but the cost for it's a 2nd level spell, 3rd level caster, is 60 gold.
Yeah, so it will cost you. Yeah, so you'll continue with flame. So yeah, you'll be paying 110 gold for it because it's the equivalent of an ever burning torch. Because you're getting an equivalent item, there's a set cost for that already in existence, and it's 110. So that's how much you will be.
Okay.
There's no wizard in their right mind will charge less than an ever burning torch because.
How did you calculate that? The 60 gold.
2nd level spell, caster level 3, because again, a cleric's going to have that at 3rd level. You always assume minimum caster level.
Minimum caster level is sorcerer. Yeah. Sorcerer wizard 2. Yeah.
But even when you factor that in, it's like they aren't going to charge you what it cost them.
Well,
to cast
the problem is that the continual flame spell costs has a material component which costs 50 gold.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how they factor in
Yes.
the everboarding torch thing. Okay.
Yeah.
There's some material costs as well.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so yeah.
Ruby
I
does
was wondering where that other 50 was coming from, and if that's the case, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I can pay that. And just slot it into my particular thing. Because I like the bullseye lantern is nice.
So, does anyone fetch the clockmaker?
I believe Mecca will be.
Mecha would
Yeah.
fetch the clockmaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much you're going to get told, but
Mecha will give a mecha abbreviation. So take from that what you will.
I get a feeling you're going to be told that you're going on an underground adventure to smash an orb.
Are you telling her
passage, yeah.
why, in particular, you're bringing her along?
We need a clock. Plus, I want my friend along because you're good company. Plus, they need someone to make sure that the tunnels won't collapse and cave in on everyone. And
Thanks for
I'd
your
like
vote
to
of
back up for that.
confidence.
Huh?
So thanks for your vote of confidence. It's duly noted. He says, shuffling his big spell book.
Like, yeah. Will I get paid?
Likely.
Fair enough.
Is
Pack up shop and get ready to go.
it just him that went, or is he around all?
He went to her. I'm presuming he went to her little stand that she has set up.
Okay. Well, if
I
I
don't
was
know if
present,
anybody. I don't know if anybody came with him or her.
yeah, and like if this was around us, I was gonna say I'm not involved in that payment.
Well, guiding's is gonna come along with Mecha. Sure.
Sure. Yeah. So, well, as long as she's getting some sort of payment out of it, she doesn't mind.
And for the wizards and the people that play wizards.
All right. If anyone wants to question magical spells or any last-minute stuff, then obviously poke me, and I'll give you thumbs up, thumbs down, or go over any other bits and pieces you need to. I think people have sent me some stuff, but yeah, it's all good. If it's basic mundane stuff like a torch, rations, you can buy that at the set cost, and there's no issue to you just grabbing it. Just make sure you deduct your money.
Or set cost of living for deductions as well.
Yeah, because you can buy because you're buying if you're buying a lot of stuff at once, you can't go. Oh, I'm going to buy 20 rations.
That's
which
true.
won't cost me nothing because technically speaking, you're spending 10 gold there. Brain had to work. So you could eliminate 1 gold's worth, but you still then have to pay for 9 gold's worth and then anything else afterwards because you're doing more than 1 gold's worth in one day.
Yep.
Don't forget to pay your cost of living.
Yeah.
If anyone thinks of any alchemical creations, that would be useful. I'll hit up my mom's shop.
Matt, I'll finish up my character sheet this week, and I'll let you know when it's done so you can look everything over.
Cool.
I gotta finish doing a few little things. I forgot to do traits.
No, that's fine.
I still have the acid and the alkaline and
Ooh, you know what's
the
fun
alchemist
about
fire
having
and the alchemist dice.
I just realized something fun.
Yep.
Mecha actually would make it possible to make stuff like acid bolts.
Oh yeah, totally. She already has acids and alkalines on hand.
I need to walk to the loo, so I'll mute myself at the moment. But if you guys are still here when I come back, then double check anything before jumping off. All right.
Probably gonna head off.
You've
in a
already
second.
got-
No. It's like a lot of the. I think a lot of the special bolts, like fire bolts and acid bolts and stuff like that, require certain alchemical components that I can't craft.
Really quickly, say bye to the stream. Bye, stream.
Bye,
Bye,